How's it going, everybody? This is Rob and Novakast back with another podcast for you guys. We're going to be talking about quite a few things this time around. In fact, let me quickly send the link to everybody for the podcast, because we can get everybody. We can do this with everyone and discuss, like I said, quite a few things. First couple of things, or at least the topics that we will try to discuss today, are JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Golden Wind, the recent Mandalorian episodes, which that will probably be my topic, which is episodes 14 and 15. Then the Game Awards, then another topic or debate discussion. And to my surprise, apparently, guys, make a quick mention of the 2-year anniversary for the channel. Next after that will be Twitch's new policies, as well as, I kind of don't want to talk about this one, but it has to be said, Cyberpunk 2077's fails. Yeah, that one will probably be a difficult one to talk about. So, not looking forward to that particular topic. But who knows? Hopefully everything works out. All right, so right now nobody's on, or at least besides myself. And surprisingly, right before we even started the podcast, we already got 2 dislikes. So, oh boy, we should be off to a good start. Unless, of course, I'm assuming it's probably one of the people who I think I know, who I would assume anyway, who put in a dislike, and it's the people that don't like the fact that I, have said some things about Greg. So, whatever. But we got quite a few things, just waiting on the other hosts to come on to talk about it. If anything, when people comment or leave notes on the chat, then I will respond to them or say hi. All right, so still waiting. So does anybody, who do we have, or at least what's going on today? I'm kind of curious. Let's see. Just waiting on everybody. Trying to look on Twitter, see if there's anything crazy going on. It's been kind of an off day for me. Doesn't look like much. Let's see. Oh, okay, here we go. Hey, MJ.
Hola. You started early.
Did I?
Yeah, I noticed that. It was, it's not 9 yet, usually.
I went by my phone, and I think it might be fast. I don't know how that's possible since it's a freaking smartphone.
Yeah. Because it's 8:59 on my phone, and I saw the link at 8:59. I saw it at 8:55. No big deal, though.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Today's been a slow day, and for at least one of the topics, I've been binge watching the last bit of Golden Wind.
Yeah. Did you see the list of topics that I
Yes, I did.
proposed to? Okay.
I actually read them out just a little bit ago.
Okay, cool. Hopefully, I did ash-proof my computer.
Oh gosh.
Because last time it's been a few weeks, but last time I was on here, she shut down my computer as we were talking.
Oh gosh.
But I figured out a way of fixing that, where she could still hit the button, but it won't shut my computer down. So ash-proof for now. But nice. I did buy a cart for my tower, and I'm kind of disappointed that it didn't work because for some reason my tower is like angled in the front. And so like it's taller than the rest of the tower. I don't know, because I have it on carpet right now. And so I wanted to buy a cart for it so I can easily wheel it out if I need to get behind there. But right now I'm just using it on I think I sent a picture in admin chat where it has my PS5, my PS4 Pro, my Switch all in one.
Who is that man?
What?
That man. I'm assuming that might be Sage.
I don't see them. I see it in the private chat, but I don't see.
There we go. And this one says that man too.
Kick the other one.
Kick the other one?
Yeah, my phone fucked up for a second.
Hey, Magi.
Hey, girl.
Watch it.
All right. What, Rob?
I was saying, watch as it accidentally kicked Magi again. If I kick the other one.
I didn't even see it. It didn't even show him backstage.
It wouldn't have been intentional, dude. It would just be by accident because I kicked the other one.
I'm playing, dude.
No, I just didn't even see you backstage. And so when Rob said that, man, I only saw it in the private chat. You weren't showing up below on my end.
I am not happy to talk about Cyberpunk. And to some extent, I kind of want to wait to see if they do any more updates.
They are. And there was an 18 gig update released yesterday, I believe.
Yeah.
What's wrong with Cyberpunk?
It's buggy as all shit. It crashes.
How bad buggy are we talking?
I posted in Discord earlier.
And I was gonna say, and I've played 4 hours so far.
I was watching a Gamer's Little Playgrounds playthrough of it, and exactly at 53 minutes in, you just see Jackie Weller just bouncing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And he's talking like he's standing. And he's like, how's it going, V? Back and forth. Yeah, I think we got to get going. I think my back hurts. just walking around back and forth. And it's kind of funny because the one character that was next to Jackie was like, oh, I don't think you're doing so well, babe. He's just walking back and forth.
Oh, gosh.
But so I guess... because that's why they didn't even give review codes for the console versions. And that's why they had that embargo of not streaming, especially on consoles, until a day before launch.
What? Really?
Yeah.
I missed that a lot in the world,
Yeah. If you have PC, it runs fine. If you have a PS5, PS4 Pro, or the new Xboxes, it works fine. It's a little bit buggy on that, but if you're playing it on the base Xbox One or PS4, it's borderline unplayable.
Shit.
By the way, spoiler alert, my Xbox One X, somehow the HDMI got damaged. So I myself am playing it on the base console.
Yeah.
How is it?
Hold on a sec.
Hey, Ronnie.
Hello.
Hello, Ronnie.
I hear the good. I hear the game is really good. One of my friends got it for the PS4 on just his basic PS4, and he's been experiencing crashes.
Should I just talk about my experience with this? So
might as well instead of going to a different topic and then moving back to it.
Okay,
True.
so I think first off, the freaking the character creation is very extensive.
Do you really get to customize their genitals?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Bulge size or what? I don't.
No, you get to see the penis.
Yeah, you see the penis. It's like playing. It's like playing Rust. Or
Oh.
I was gonna say it's like Conan Exile.
I fucking love that game.
That's, I think, one of the games for the PS5 for PlayStation Plus.
Oh,
You get like 20 games with it.
Oh,
You get God of War 2018. You get you get Detroit Become Human. You get Ratchet and Clank, the Crash trilogy, Days Gone. I don't know. You get like or Horizon Zero Dawn. I think is one of them.
Nice.
Yeah, they have a bunch of different games for it.
But yeah, I spent like for the first video, I spent 18 minutes or so like just creating my character. And per usual with RPG games, I just create a female character, or at least at this time around, a trans woman character.
What's your backstory?
Oh gosh, what was it? Street Kid.
That's actually the least popular one, apparently.
Really?
For at least most streamers, yeah.
The least popular?
Yeah, most streamers go with the
Corpo or Badlands.
Carpo. Badlands is not even noticed, apparently.
Yeah, I was gonna say, all the people that I've seen play it were doing Street Kid.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I've heard only, at least I've heard. I haven't really watched other people play it, except for one person. And because I just wanted to see an hour of it at least.
Mm-hmm. I did too. That's why I was watching Gamer's Little Playground, and just to see the character keep going back and forth. I'm like, oh no, this does not bode well, especially when they did not give out review codes for the base consoles.
They knew they fucked up.
I mean, it does need a lot more time in the oven. But I feel like that CD Projekt Red was kind of in a catch-22 situation. So either A, they release it and then deal with people getting bugs and crashes, or B, don't release it and delay it longer and piss a lot of people off. But now, they did make their money back and then some based on sales.
Really?
Now, I will say it may be an event, like they may get the same effect that they did for Witcher, where it didn't get that much of a return at the beginning, but once like everything starts getting fixed, everything works out, it might be a continuous run for the next couple years or so.
Well, because they're still going to be adding on to it. I mean, multiplayer is going to come out in 2022.
Now, and it might just be my experience. It might just be my experience, but so far, besides some issues, it's not completely unplayable as a lot of people will think. I've had one crash, and Aiden's on.
How come I'm not seeing anybody show up?
Oh, sorry, I'm late.
But I had one crash.
All good.
I had two left.
Magi.
And the one thing that like really bugs me is the fact that with there's certain areas where the quality or graphics seem to kind of lower, like really kind of lower down a little bit.
Yeah, I've read about that, and I noticed that in some playthroughs.
You said no word.
It's like, because some people were saying that's like like the port for like if you're porting like a really The Witcher 3, for example. Like I own it for the Switch and PC. On PC, it looks amazing, but on the Switch, it doesn't look that great. That's what I've been hearing about Cyberpunk too.
Some of the graphics, like there's a slow render where they kind of like go to like their full graphic quality. There was one point where I had a character that had like a flat face. What else? Driving is very clunky. And when you get in the vehicle, and it could be because of how undercooked it is, but there are times where like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna walk, because I try going full speed, and it doesn't feel like it's going full speed. In fact, there are times where I end up, because of either, I don't know if it's either the game or what, but there are times where I try to make a turn, and somehow I overshot the turn. And it seems, but when it comes to traversing the city, it's better to just freaking, instead of using your car, to just walking or running to the location rather than driving half the time.
I also saw a video where they said that to not fast travel or not use fast travel, just because there'd be random characters will call you as you're driving and give you missions, versus if you fast travel, you wouldn't get those phone calls. Kind of like how a GTA 5.
I noticed that.
Works.
And Saints for the third.
Yeah, but I don't know. I unlike you, I wasn't all that excited for this game. I was at first for a little bit because I was like, oh, cool, you get to choose different life paths, and choices somewhat matter, I guess. But once they said that it was first person and they had no intention of making it third person, that lost me.
I thought they had a third person option. Because from the settings I saw, there's a third person settings.
I don't think so.
Now,
because they were saying they didn't want that because they felt like it would ruin immersion.
There's at least third person settings, or it might have been. I might have misread it.
Oh,
Might be thinking of Deus Ex.
What?
Might be thinking of Deus Ex.
Deus Ex.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
I don't think he was when he had to question it.
Yeah.
I mean, even let's see here, third person mode. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, because it only exists when you're driving a vehicle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's it. Otherwise, everything is first person. I just double checked to make sure.
Okay, that explains.
Because that would have changed my opinion a little bit about the game. But the fact that it's first, I mean, you would think that because of the Witcher series, and they specialize in third person, RPG games, that they would make this, especially with all the the augments and the mods that you can have for your body.
I was gonna say, because it's the character customization, or
right.
at least when it comes to as you level up your character or what augments you get, is very lucrative, especially with was that a right word to use? Lucrative, I guess, because you as you get what was it? There's
lucrative as in getting a benefit from it, or money wise.
I guess depending on how you play, it is lucrative.
Okay.
Because you'll have 5 base abilities, or at least strengths. You can upgrade those, and then you'll have perk points that you can use to upgrade. I think the first thing I did was basically upgrading my health, which was one of the first things I ended up doing. And then you can when it comes to other abilities, you can do upgrade as you go along, and then you have the augments, where with the right amount of money you can buy a certain augment that gives you different abilities like double jump, the mantis blades that you've seen in the trailers. I unfortunately have not gone very far to test some of that stuff out, but some of the stuff that I have gotten, some of the first things I've gotten, actually were really cool, and actually add to just the whole gameplay aspect of it. Okay, so I think one of the first augments you get is the it's like a robotic eye or something, and
that scans people's intent.
Not only that, but it also with this mechanical grip, you get to see your gun loadout. It was kind of a cool way to set things up when it comes to okay, so this is how you're gonna see your health or your guns possible loadout when it comes to ammo and so on. And it got me thinking of games like Dead Space, where there is like an like holographic overhead, or you have the thing on his back that displays his health ratio, which I thought was really cool.
Speaking of Dead Space, there's a new game coming out that is made by the creators of Dead Space.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yes.
I forgot what it's called, but it's basically it's in the same universe as PUBG.
Huh.
What?
Huh?
Oh no.
Did not know that.
PUBG is trying to become more story heavy or backstory heavy, but the trailer of it looks like Dead Space. It's actually really cool. It's not like, it's not, it's more, it looks almost like exactly like Dead Space, but just
The Coastal Protocol.
no, that's not the one.
No. Yeah, I think it is actually.
Then it must have a subtitle.
Callisto Protocol.
Callisto Protocol. Okay, yeah.
Callisto. I fucking. God damn it.
Okay. But the trailer looked really cool.
Yeah.
But as you were saying, Rob, we can talk about that later. But so what else? Okay, so you can see your gun loadout with that eye?
Yeah. I could be wrong, but it's because you get the first couple things you get when it comes to augmentations is the mechanical eye and the mechanic grip or mechanical grip. So some stuff like that is really cool and kind of adds to the whole, like, how would you, like, if this was real, how would you see like a gun display like that, or like how it like connects with gameplay for the video game itself. And speaking of that, there was some of the concepts, though, I gotta say, are really interesting when it comes to like the technology of the world. I want to talk about this really funny interaction that I came across where you have to fight, and it actually got me thinking of Witcher briefly, where you have to go around and challenge people in boxing matches.
Give me 1 second. I gotta shut the door. For some reason, JR is blaring Avril Lavigne.
Oh, jeez.
Why?
I don't know.
Rhetorical.
But so at one point in the game, I'm trying to find this this person to fight, and it turns out it's not one but two people.
Really?
And not only are they just two people, they're twins who apparently, using mechanical augments, share the same mind.
Huh.
So I'm fighting both these people.
Are they net runners too?
No, they're not net runners. They're just random people that you can come across. And like I said, they're two brothers with the same mind. They basically, I guess, somehow think the same thing. I don't know how that's possible considering how the fight went. Well, I was just thinking, it's like, wait a minute, so if I knock one of them out, does that mean both of them go down?
Yeah.
But that didn't happen.
Oh.
No, they didn't. Actually, at one point, my character disses them about, so it's like, so how does that work with girlfriends? and I can't remember the diss, but I basically got a big old FU from the two guys.
Nice.
Oh gosh.
So have you updated your game since when they came out that 18 gig patch?
I know I got the update from yesterday.
Okay.
I was gonna check to see, in fact, if anything, open up the game for a quick sec to see if there's any more updates.
Like I said, it doesn't bode well for a game when the developers don't send review copies to consoles.
Yeah.
Nope.
It kind of reminds me almost like the whole aspect of like Sonic Boom, Rise of Lyric, where they didn't send any review codes at all.
Why must you mention that cursed game?
Sonic Boom?
Shut up.
The animated show wasn't bad.
The animation was pretty good.
But the game,
Oh, it's like, oh, I was gonna say it's like the you remember when the Game Grumps were bashing it, but I'm not done with the graphics.
It's like we're beta testing right now.
So true.
Never played it, never will.
So should I just preemptively break my own neck?
I'm good, Magi.
Fuck yeah.
I've got Leisure Suit Larry to play right now, which I have been playing a little bit of.
How's that going?
It's so dumb, but it's a continuation of the story from the last game.
All right.
You know,
Apparently
speaking of
Faith Chick didn't blow up.
Huh.
But sorry, what were you saying, Rob?
I was gonna say, speaking of that, I may while I wait for maybe some more updates, I might finish Hyrule Warriors.
I watched the game movie of that. It looks so cool.
The game is so fun.
Age of Calamity is so fucking awesome.
Magic?
No, I've already played it. Like the other one, the first one.
Okay.
Though,
not Age of Calamity.
I think I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I had to make a freaking multiverse theory joke at the beginning of my video when they mentioned, "Oh, the little guardian goes back in time to save Zelda." I'm like, multiverse theory's a bitch.
It's so cute, Tarako.
I know, but it's like, wait, that's his name?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't gotten that far.
I didn't spoil anything.
Okay, but yeah, I'm just looking. So it's like, no, it did get me thinking. Like, wait a minute. So he goes to save Zelda. So in the end, that version of our Breath of the Wild storyline still exists, and they've already established the whole multiverse theory thing with Zelda anyway.
Timeline.
Yeah, so basically at that point, it's breaking another timeline.
At first, I was like, okay, is this supposed to be Breath of the Wild 2 just because of the story? But they're making a Breath of the Wild 2, so I mean, I don't know if that's going to be a continuation of the original timeline from Breath of the Wild, or if they're going to continue on from Age of Calamity.
I think
it's before the Age of Calamity.
Before the Age of Calamity?
Yes, you get to fight in the war.
That's in Age of Calamity.
Oh,
so yeah, Age of Calamity is when you're fighting the war.
Yes, it's the sequel. It's going to be a sequel. Yeah, prequel.
No, Age of Calamity
is time shenanigans.
Yeah.
So it might be multiverse.
It is. It's two different universes. Or two different timelines.
To pull my Doctor Who, it's timey-wimey bullshit.
Yeah, pretty much. Also, nice Doctor Who reference.
Huh? And from what I hear, the ending kind of hints that Breath of the Wild 2 takes place in the Age of Calamity time.
That's what I was saying, or that's what I was implying. If I didn't make that clear.
Hi,
little rat. Just kidding.
She got back.
Yeah, she did. Is her tongue sticking out?
Oh, hello, little thing. Can I eat you?
Are you happy to get your dogs back?
Yeah.
I bet. No blood.
Is she holding something, or is that?
She's got her bone right now. She's like, what's going on?
Oh, I have to show everyone something.
Speaking of Doctor Who references, David Tennant is going to be part of the Arc series.
Oh, seriously?
Yep, as well as
Elliot Page, and then Arc 2 is going to be starring fucking Vin Diesel.
Mm-hmm. As well as their characters will also be in the animated series.
Who's that?
This is Jack.
Hi, Jack. Hi, Jack.
He is Dante's best friend.
Aw.
And he's the first non-evil black cat I've ever owned.
Black cats are considered bad luck here, but they're considered good luck everywhere else.
Okay, Jack, you can run away. Go be adorable.
So why Jack?
Why Jack? What his name?
Yeah.
He came with it.
Ah.
Hmm.
The woman at the shelter sent me a picture of JR, Ash, and myself when we adopted her, even though she's like, oh, I didn't send you this. I'm like, why are you sending this to me 6 months later? I have that picture anyway. I took it off of Facebook back when I used to use Facebook. I still don't have any of my social media. So it's currently deleted on my phone. But it's been nice to not have no social media.
It's nice.
I deleted it off my old phone and I was like, oh, I'll put it back on when I'm gonna get my new phone. I got my new phone and I'm just like, nah, I'm good. So
Right.
that's why, I mean, I've been on Discord, but not too much. Only just talking to admin chat if need be, but there's still DMs I have to respond to people. So my bad.
Mm.
Yeah, I saw the trailer for Arc 2, and I'm just like, oh, Jesus Christ, like fucking Vin Diesel.
So Arc 2.
I haven't seen the trailer.
So what is that?
There is some major freaking uncanny valley with the mocap and that.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure that they were happy that they don't have to animate hair sprites for Vin Diesel.
Remember the first game you and me ever streamed together on this channel?
Arc, yeah. Oh wait, so they're making a sequel to that game?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
neat.
Yep.
And there's an animated series that either predates 2 or the first one. I'm not sure which.
I can't remember. But I don't think David Tennant, Elliot Page, and Russell Crowe are going to be in Arc 2, but they're going to be within that universe in future projects.
Oh, since we're talking about David Tennant, this is something I wanted to talk about recently.
We're talking about our God.
I was gonna say, apparently, they canceled the DuckTales show.
Yep.
Why did they cancel?
I don't know,
No,
but I mean, honestly, it's a really cool like reboot of what they basically already had for the series. And David
Tennant was the voice of Scrooge.
Yep, and he was actually he was a damn good Scrooge.
Mm-hmm.
Though I have a feeling anything that David Tennant has his hands on is actually turns really good to some extent.
I agree with everything this man says.
I think I'm the only one out of all of us that has not watched Doctor Who.
I tried with the original series, but I've yet to try any of the modern stuff, really.
But by the way, another thing too, you guys probably wouldn't know, he actually voiced a character or professor character in I need to watch the show, but a show called Shenlock that was made by
Rooster Teeth.
Yeah.
Never watched it. Don't know if I want to.
Never heard of it.
Yeah. Not a lot of people have.
Futuristic robots.
Oh, I saw that at Walmart. It was like
Pay your little mouth
$25 for a season.
No, that's my pizza. You're not getting another slice. You already jacked one earlier. Back. Right there.
Ash is getting fat.
Huh?
Ash is getting fat.
Jack looks like a ball. I'll send you a picture later, MJ.
Okay.
I got a picture of Dante and him loafing together. It's adorable.
Aw.
I'm like, yay, they like each other.
That's good.
I've never seen Dante more playful.
I have giant scratch marks on my back right now because JR has been gone for work a lot. So he'll be home for not even a day and then have to go back out and be gone for 2 weeks. And he was gone all this last week. And we have a china cabinet in our dining room and he puts all of his fishing stuff on it. And it's all threads and line and hooks and all that shit. And a lot of them aren't even sealed up. And so she wants to get in on top of all that and knock it down. And I was just sick of dealing with it all week because he doesn't give a shit. And so I was like, you know what? fuck this. I'm just gonna put this all in the like inside the cabinet, in the actual cabinet, not just sitting on top of it, so she can't knock it down. And she was right above me. I was like slouched over to put all the stuff in there, and like she was standing on one of his like little boxes, and it kind of tipped, and so she was falling off, and she tried to catch herself by scratching or clawing on my back as she's falling down. And so I have giant scratch marks on my back.
Oh, damn it.
That'd be so painful.
Oh, I can feel it.
It hurt.
I can fucking feel that shit. Oh.
Because I was like, what the
Good
fuck just
Lord.
happened? And yeah, like it's probably gonna start itching pretty soon because it's healing up. But yeah, I've got like they're like probably a good 4 or 5 inch scratch marks on my back. But you little shit. She's been acting different lately, like in a good way. Like she sits on my lap, she sleeps in bed with us, and she, as a couple days ago, she let me actually pet her belly.
Jack, I love you, but I will let the fat one eat you.
But as I was telling Rob earlier, I Ash-proofed my computer this time.
Oh, what'd you do?
She can't shut it off. There's a setting, I guess, that like while you can have it to where while your computer is on, touching the button won't shut it off, because my power button on my tower is right up top. And so she likes to hop up on top of my tower, and then she'll like kind of stand on the edge of it and look around, and she happens to accidentally press on the button. So at first we were like looking for button covers so she couldn't get to it. And I tried putting things around it so she couldn't actually step on it. But of course, she's persistent. But she can't do it now.
Oh, hey, can I make a... So I was just looking at something. Apparently, Henry Cavill, who plays... he used to play Superman, now playing Geralt for the Witcher series. I guess apparently injured himself while in the making of season 2.
Ooh.
And I hope he recovers soon.
Like how bad we talking?
Let me see. As my thing loads. By the way, I have fully working internet now.
Nice.
I am
Lucky
so
you
for that. Well, dude, I have had no internet for the past 3 fucking months.
I'm working on 6.
Not a competition.
No, I just wanted to say something ass-like because it's been a while since I've been around. Jack says goodbye. He's off to sleep in front of the heater.
British tabloid The Sun reports that 37-year-old Cavill was injured during filming while 20-foot-high in trees and on a safety harness on an assault course involving swinging axes. The axes were involved in the filming, not in the injury. Cavill's injury sounds relatively minor, all things considered, with the source saying that he just suddenly pulled up and was clearly in a lot of pain. So I'm assuming he was probably doing a stunt or something, and he probably pulled something or something, like probably, injured him really badly.
That sounds relatively minor, is what it said in the article. So I'm sure he'll be fine.
Yeah.
So
Jack blinks into that black spot real well.
So I think when it comes down to just giving final words on Cyberpunk, it's an undercooked mess. There's some good things, some bad things, but honestly, I would love to see the final product once more updates are probably put in. I think until then, if I have to, I'll record a video every once in a while and maybe just finish off Pile of Warriors.
I've noticed, by the way, that your audio sounds a lot better.
Yeah,
with that new stand.
I got a new stand and I got my foam pads.
Nice. Rob and I have the same mic stand, and it's really nice because I'm currently sitting back. I'm like leaned back away from my computer, and so it reaches far enough for me to be able to still talk. Also, I messed with my settings, so nothing's picking up that's behind the mic like it used to.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. Right now, I got the mic like right next to my face, which honestly, and I've noticed for my videos, they've sounded a lot better.
Yeah, mine too. But no one else sees them except for my students. But yeah. Still got to finish a little bit of grading. And then their finals are due in a few days.
Got a couple things I want to say concerning Age of Calamity. And yes, I did watch the video.
Wait, my video or?
Yeah, your video. One, you did a good job. You did a pretty good job on it. But the whole time I was sitting there watching you play as Imp, I was like, press X, come on, man.
Wait, which character?
Impa. When you had the runes on, I was just like, oh my goodness.
Dude, half the time, like, it took me a while to figure out, like, how the fuck does this work?
Yeah, once you place a rune on an enemy, especially one of those smaller ones, if you hit X twice afterwards, she teleports to them, and most of the time will instantly kill them, and you'll get the rune right then and there.
Yeah, I'm just like, how the fuck does this work? And then Link, oh my gosh, the freaking the controls for aiming your bow are inverted.
You can turn off motion control.
I know. Well, I can turn on motion control, but I have to. And unfortunately, so motion control is a mixed bag because
I liked it for Breath of the Wild.
Well, okay, so here's the thing, because I was trying to use. So you guys will see this in a later video that I recorded. I was because there are points where you get to take control of the divine beasts. So there is one in particular that I had, and I think I blamed the terrain and some of the other obstacles, but there were points where it was just really unbearable, and there were points where like, okay, I'm going to come back to this later because there's just way too much shit that's going on.
Sounds about right for giant battles and Hyrule Warriors. Sounds about right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like Destiny Warriors with, at least like the fighting mechanics.
Yeah, well, these are considered like giant battles, and there's going to be a slew of enemies and giant enemies to tackle. If it's anything like the Ganon mode in the original Hyrule Warriors.
That mode's fun as hell.
But yeah, so far I will say I've had a lot of fun playing it.
The only other tip I can think of is if there's enemies in the water, hit them with cryos. It'll freeze a majority of them in that area.
Yeah.
And if there's a giant metal box, hit it with lightning.
Oh, that's actually smart. I will say, like, for the first time around that game, like, the controls itself was kind of a learning curve, especially with how different it is from, or at least a little bit different from Breath of the Wild.
You want to say hi? You. Okay, or not.
Hi.
Can you guys hear him?
Yeah.
I heard him.
Okay.
Hello.
Because I thought I have headphones on, so when I was like, "You want to say hi?" I thought he said no. I'm like, "Oh, okay." So they're making a new Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Liaro's in the trailer.
We're talking about some of the was it the teasers for the Game Awards?
The Game Awards, yeah. Game teasers and releases.
You don't know. I honestly, when it comes down to reactions for that, you don't know how many people I've seen flip their shit over Sephiroth.
Sage said he would want. He wants to buy a Switch now because of it.
Hmm?
He wants to play Smash with us.
I'm like, when I saw that, my I will say, my immediate reaction was like, no fucking way. As soon as they started, he was playing the music.
You know, I'm gonna go buy myself a new Switch like really, really soon, just for Sephiroth. I will use the library's internet to update my Switch. Fuck it.
I will say
care.
the trailer itself for Sephiroth is really good, and the fact they did a fake out for him killing Mario.
Oh, that was awesome. Luigi
That was
had his
hilarious,
full
considering how Castlevania was revealed.
right.
Also, fun fact: if that the way that he has Mario hanging up like he does is sort of similar to Advent Children.
Yep.
What he does to Cloud.
But he says, "I'll give you the spare."
Yep.
Oh, fun fact: Sephiroth is the only character that didn't receive letter to come into Smash. Apparently,
What?
yeah, he showed up to Cloud.
A letter?
Yeah, most characters show up when they have a crossover. They have a letter for the Smash invitation.
Joker.
Yeah, and
Harry.
Sephiroth was the only one that didn't show a letter.
Now he's like, nope, fuck all of you. I'm gonna conquer your asses.
No, it's like
He
I
killed
smell-
the being of light.
Yep.
Oh, he was like, "I smell Cloud." And the fucking day up.
I'll say this much: like, I'm meh when it comes to Sephiroth being added, primarily because of how they did Cloud.
You mean he's gonna be broken as shit?
Was the Omni Slash part of Cloud's moveset
Yeah.
Yeah, Omni Slash is his ultimate.
for Smash?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
his final smash.
Okay, because I didn't know if that was just like newer based on the Sephiroth trailer or teaser.
Oh, it was just Omni Slash that was actually
That-
kind of new for the trailer.
Right, that's what I meant.
Yeah, they used the Advent Children version of Omni Slash for the trailer.
Really?
You mean
Yeah, Omni
Advent
Slash
Children or-
2.5.
I thought it was
Nice.
5, not 2.5.
Hmm.
Or Omni Slash version 5.
That's right, Omni Slash version 5.
Yeah, because I don't know, just remind me of Crisis Core.
Oh,
I
with the
lost my
Octo Slash.
So I lost my PSP charger. I put it somewhere and now I can't find it. And I was playing Crisis Core. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me what I was doing a week ago.
You're welcome.
No, it's the grinding in Crisis Core. Aiden knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, I know what you're talking. I know what it is. Yeah, grinding sucks in that game.
I hate that game, but I love it.
Like, you can get more than enough experience to reach max level in Crisis Core before you even level up once. It is possible.
I'm on the first mission, Aiden. I'm just grinding out my levels. I'm level 7 so far. 3 hours.
It's email reading simulator.
I think I'm doing good. You're not wrong, MJ.
There's so many emails.
Yeah.
And
It's like,
gambling
oh, hi,
everywhere.
Kunsel.
But no, it's not really about the brokenness. I'm not really overly concerned about that. It was more, he got a badass stage. Cloud did when he came
Yeah.
out, but only 2
seems like-
tracks.
I only got two.
There was only 2
Right.
tracks.
I don't really get excited about Smash just because I don't play. So I'm just like, oh, he wasn't on there yet? Cool. I mean,
Right.
yeah, I knew he wasn't on there yet, but it was just kind of like,
Yeah.
You know they did a fake out with Sephiroth? They said the next character is going to be a representation from Square Enix, and his name starts with an S. Where do you think everyone went?
Sephiroth.
Sora.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I was gonna say
Oh,
Shinra just to be a
yeah.
smartass.
So fuck you. So people are pissed off because they're like, Sora! It should be Sora! It's like, shut up.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. I mean,
Never.
Well, because I'm trying to think, are there any other Disney licensed characters?
Nope.
Because
There
I
are
mean, most of the majority. I mean, I don't see Sora being on there because in Disney and Nintendo. Also, Nintendo's been kind of an asshole lately, or at least on what videos I've seen recently.
I don't know what's going on with that.
This group, there's a few people that made custom Joy-Cons for Etika,
I saw that.
Yeah.
and
continue.
they were gonna do it for a charity for like suicide prevention. And they
Yeah,
called
and
Joy-Con boys because Etika, or based on Etika, and Nintendo sent them a cease and desist.
What the fuck?
yeah.
He was a great Smash player.
And
I got into competitive Smash because of Etika.
so the people that are making those Joy-Cons changed the name of it, and they're getting crowdfunded to make the. I think they're called like the Etikons or something like that.
Okay, so I thought they stopped. That's good they didn't.
No, they are getting crowdfunded in order to be able to make the Joy-Cons.
That's good.
I think it's mainly because
Dang.
of the term Joy-Con boys.
Oh. Yep.
Oh
It
gosh.
was it was the Joy-Con part that.
But the thing is like it's kind of stupid. I mean, yes, like it's Japan and Nintendo, and they can be very much by the book. But it's like it's not that they're profiting off of it. It's for a good cause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you not to bring in some dark humor, but you'd think that they would be all for that, considering that, you know, when it comes to suicide, they have the highest rate in suicide
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
in Japan.
Yeah, I
Again,
don't think
not-
Japan really looked into it that much. They just saw somebody using their IP and was kind of like, nope.
Money.
Again, not to bring up that dark topic, but it is. You'd think that they'd have some sympathy.
My race is very self-destructive. That's all I gotta say on that one. I'm not even gonna be dark.
And
That's
with that, I'm more-
nationality, not race.
by the
Thank
way,
you.
by
Race
the way,
is Asian.
and with that suicide
Thank
comment,
you.
I'd more likely have destroyed our channel.
Oh, shut up. Speaking of channel, happy anniversary for the channel.
Yay.
It was a few days ago, but December 9th would make it 2 years.
Holy shit!
We've
Yeah,
dealt with each
it
other
was
for
on
that
Wednesday.
long.
And I know
Happy
it's a
Valentine's-
little bit early, but prior to our next podcast, it'll be Vegan's birthday next week or this week.
Oh, nice.
He'll
Happy
be
birthday, Vegemite.
he'll be the
Happy
big
birthday.
1-8.
Man.
He'll be an adult. No, I mean it is kind of funny, but no, actually serious because he'll be an adult.
Yes, he won't be the vegan student anymore. He'll be the vegan man.
Just the vegan.
The vegan. The big V.
I think actually
Oh,
I think. Oh, good lord.
The big
Oh shit.
I broke MJ. Give her a second.
I'm sorry. Hey, at least it's not me that ends up becoming broken on the channel.
That creep, the laugh creeped up on me. The more it sat in my head, the more funny it became.
His stomach hurts. Oh, and he's not even gonna probably see this right now.
Okay, so far we've had myself and MJ now broken on the channel, so now we just need to get Magi, Aiden, and Ronnie broken.
I think we
Good
got
luck.
vegan broken with Big V.
Good
We
luck,
also
bro.
need Sage to be broken too.
Oh yeah, true.
Can
No,
we-
with a lot of the shit, with all the shit that he posts on, on Discord and freaking and the channel, I don't see how that will be possible.
Nice.
I think I will say probably one of my favorite moments, like one of my favorite moments on the podcast, has to be when we were when I was like telling you about Segata.
Mm-hmm.
When you guys broke me.
No, it was just you and I.
No, it was you, me. I think Aiden was on.
No, it was just you and I.
Yeah, it was just you and MJ, Bob.
I have the clip on my phone.
I'll have to. Okay, I'm pretty
and I
sure.
have it. I believe I uploaded it to the channel too.
Oh my god!
I couldn't make it.
It was just you and I.
That
it was about a year ago, exactly, or back in November of last year. I'm pretty sure.
Segata Sanchiro, Segata Sanchiro.
I'm looking forward to seeing commercials with Sega Sanchiro.
Wait, what?
Sega Sanchiro, his son.
Oh.
What?
His son is picking up the
his
mantle.
actual son is playing as Segata Sanchiro and
Sakura's son.
Sakura's son.
Finally, after years, Sega has hope for a new champion.
Batch of kids to cry Christmas.
All right. Awesome.
Happy fucking holidays.
We waited for this day. Now we have to fear the Asian guy that breaks in. And I just killed Rob.
Death of Rob.
Remember, Rob, he's a master of breaking and entering.
Okay. All right.
New year, new generation of kids to make cry.
New year, new me.
Next gen kid crying.
Oh god, poor little Timmy. What happened, Segata Sanchiro? The doctor said he'll never walk again.
Segata beat up Johnny because he wasn't playing Sega.
Yeah.
Oh god, what if one of the kids from the original commercial was his son?
Oh god.
Could be.
And the cycle continues.
Oh god, that's horrifying to think of. Oh, okay.
Well, it's better thinking that than just him being in some random person's house and just breaking in and be like making random kids cry.
Come on, Rob. That's a better thought than some little kid waking up. Santa.
Because not only are you being an asshole, you're breaking and entering. But if it's your home, I mean, then it's just child abuse.
Oh gosh.
We here at the Novakast do not condone child abuse. We do find it hilarious, however.
Oh, you had to pull that.
Yes, I did.
You know, I could only see.
Oh, if he didn't, one of us, either you or I would have.
You know, think about it. I can totally see that. Where
what child abuse?
No, where little Segata is going, mommy, like, yeah, she's like, what is it? Daddy was pretending to be Santa Claus again.
I was right. You were mad at child abuse.
I can't breathe.
Well, Rob's gonna die.
You know what I'd like to see? If Sega and Pepsi ever collab?
Yeah.
Sega Sanchiro and Pepsi Man.
Pepsi Man?
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
Ronnie.
Yes.
One of my other friends remembers that fucking sexy Pepsi fan pack.
There's more. Okay, so we're not insane.
The video was deleted.
Okay, so we're not insane.
No, it existed. We saw it.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. I think before we kill each other with jokes about Sega, so let's go on to the next topic.
Ready to die, Rob? You ready to see Jesus?
Merry fucking Christmas.
I'll offer Christmas with my 2 front teeth back. No.
All right. Let's talk about JoJo.
Did you finish it all yet?
I did.
I thought we had more video games.
Yeah.
Why don't we do the video game discussion? We'll save it for JoJo at the very end. Is that okay?
So we're talking about the Game Award stuff?
Yeah. Fucking The Last of Us should not have gotten Game of the Year.
No.
We were talking about that like one of the last podcasts we were going through the nominees.
That was
Half of those,
the last one.
Was it?
yeah, half the nominations.
We talked about it at the last one, like the Game Awards, like
Yeah,
the nominees.
Yeah, half the nominations for Last of Us shouldn't have been on.
I do believe that they deserve the win for best accessibility. Just because I mentioned before, because of the accessibility options being so vast that, like anybody who has some sort of like handicap or disability is able to play it. But Game of the Year.
Yeah, that did not deserve that.
Nope.
I read an article today about from Kotaku where they were mad that the game won Best Direction, considering how Naughty Dog has gotten a lot of shit for like really overworking their employees, especially to get The Last of Us Part 2 out. But the People's Choice Game of the Year, though, was Ghost of Tsushima.
Which honestly, I think
I'm picking that game.
That shows. That shows, honestly.
That's what I thought that game should have won Game of the Year. But
remember, like the entire stuff like that is bought off, so they're gonna pick. They're gonna choose one.
Player's choice, or this player's choice was fan voted.
But like,
are you talking about like their actual Game of the Year?
Yeah, and that's bought it off. There was no way that Ghost was gonna win that.
Sadly,
as good as a game that is, which I'm gonna say it's probably one of the best games.
Mm-hmm.
One of the best games I've played this year.
Yep.
There's no way it was going to win with, how they were pushing Last of Us to win all those awards.
I mean, The Last of Us Part 2 was a lot of fun to play. I just think that they lost it with the story and pacing and structure. Like, they could have done that better.
They could have done a lot of things, but I mean, honestly, this makes me kind of go back to some of some of the stuff we had listed for some of the problems with The Last of Us.
Mm-hmm.
It's all the characters that we know and love in the first game are either gone, dead, or unlikable. The characters that they try to introduce are terrible people, and we aren't even given a reason to like them. Besides one. Actually, maybe a couple. The kid, I can't remember their name.
Lev?
To some extent, Lev, and oh gosh, for the brief moment that she was on, I mean, but thinking about it,
Lev's sister, right?
I was gonna say her, but also the love interest for Ellie.
Oh, Dina.
But then again, it's like near the last part of the game, it was just like,
I'm sorry, I did not like Ellie in the second game.
Oh, I'm with you on that.
I like Abby, and Laura Bailey did win, based on her performance. And I'm just thinking she won when she looked like she was because she fucking looked like she was giving birth when she did the mocap for the last scene.
Hey, when I did the final product, the first final draft of our discussion of The Last of Us, I found that clip that you were talking about.
Yeah, we saw it together, and I gave it to you.
Oh yeah, that's right. But freaking A. Yeah, it seems like with Ellie, it seems like that they were really pushing you to hate her.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with the interactions with Abby, where you have all like the moments with the dogs. Mm-hmm. With Abby, the dogs like Abby. But then when you have Ellie, it's like, oh no, you're killing all the dogs that you've interacted with already with Abby.
Yeah.
And the moment like where everybody fucking hates the game, where you're playing as Abby chasing Ellie in a boss fight.
I mean, like I said, I thought the game was really fun to play. I think that the UI was a lot more it was upgraded and make it a lot easier to craft items and put skill points towards certain perks. but it's just the story and the pacing because they want, like, I get that they want you to hate Abby at first, but then all of a sudden you're playing as Ellie this whole time. Sorry if you hear a drill in the background.
I thought that was a can opener.
No, JR's workbench is right next to my desk, so he's working on his truck.
And if I could add too, it's like just because with me, the biggest aspect for me is because I'm a story based. I love like the thing that really reels me into a game is the story and the characters, and they fucked over a lot of good characters from the previous game.
Yeah.
And just the mistreatment of freaking, because I mean, I will say, like, going in, I knew that Joel was going to die, but the way they went about it, it was just really fucking brutal.
Yeah.
Not only that, but disrespectful to the character. Somebody who, I mean, again, was flawed, but like thinking about it, and as well as seeing some of the characters that we see in the newest game, it's like, dude, if anything, he's not that great of a person half the time, but to some extent, he's way better than the Fireflies were, especially when in comparison to Abby's dad. Which brings up a few people brought up this fact. It's like, how exactly are you going to make an antidote for a fungal infection? How exactly?
I like Abby's dad.
True.
But but I mean, as a doctor, you'd think.
But as a doctor, if this is a real life, a doctor would not go through with that because it's, to do no harm.
Yeah,
they're not going to kill somebody, especially without the consent, in order to create an antidote.
And somebody brought up an interesting fact that I should bring up too, is what, like, let's say for somehow, some way they create an antidote. That doesn't change the fact that, the people that have been mutilated by this fungal infection more likely, like internally, like, are not going to be completely there.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, but who's to say? Not only, well, I was going to say not only that, but who's to say that the Fireflies aren't going to be as just as they were for the use of this vaccine?
They'd probably force it.
Or if anything, they try to use it as a weapon, or at least, just not be the greatest, people as they've tried to make themselves out to be.
You mean like using it as a weapon by limiting it to only certain people?
Yeah.
So like they would have, like, those who really wanted it would have to pay exorbitant amount of, like,
or if anything,
resources or whatever.
Or if anything, like, let's say somehow transporting like a bunch of infected into a encampment or a facility, and then claiming that they have a vaccine when, like, the bodies start piling up in that populated area, and only using it as a sort of ransom.
I mean, they already did that before the or before all that anyway.
Let's see. Going back real quick to the whole doctors, not wanting to harm anyone. I do have a bit of a counterpoint to that.
Go on.
This is how many years after the initial outbreak?
20.
No, more than that.
I mean, like
40.
the end of the first game.
15. All right, no. End of the first game to wait. The outbreak from the end. What?
The outbreak from the
so the initial outbreak
from the beginning of the first game to the end of the first game. Like, how many years?
I think it's about 20. Or I thought it was a little bit more than that, but I'll say 20, safe side.
Figured I'd ask because there's the chance that in an apocalypse setting, with that kind of an outbreak, there most likely going to be some doctors that are going to look at the quote-unquote greater good, where like, what's one life compared to the thousands?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I
I feel like
can
that would be
kind of see
normal
that.
doctor protocol.
Like this is becoming to being like almost like real imitating real life right now, especially with a vaccine for COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're supposed to be coming out next week, but it's not going to be available for everybody. So like healthcare workers and at risk, or those that are highest at risk, would get it first. For the general public, it won't come. I mean, people are going to have to wait a while.
Am I the only one that hears boss music? Because I think this is how we get zombies.
I thought that was bath
Or-
salts.
No. COVID vaccine.
People definitely
Umbrella.
become zombie-like, though.
I was,
No.
I was thinking I Am Legend, where they got the
Umbrella.
vaccine for cancer.
Speaking of Will Smith, your god.
Your Lord and Savior.
Well, not really Will Smith, but Jaden. I was playing Miles Morales, and I like watched the music video that Jaden did for the game. And at first, I didn't like it, but it's kind of grown on me. And he looks so young. He's 22 now.
Really?
Yeah, and Willow Smith is 20.
Good God, time makes fools of us all, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. But Miles Morales is fun.
I bet. How's it playing Spider-Man on the PS5?
What's up?
How's it playing it on the PS5?
Awesome.
How does the control feel when you play?
Oh, my favorite fucking controller ever.
Yeah?
It's so nice. It is. I mean, I am looking into like getting like a silicone kind of skin for it or grip, because it is like a
Big.
little bit more slippery than like the DualShock 4 controller.
Oh, God. Yeah.
I like the buttons on it. Like they're kind of like clear. There's a microphone built into the actual controller, so you don't have to plug anything in. Especially like if you want to stream directly from your console, you don't have to have like a microphone connected to it. You can just talk through the controller.
Will my PlayStation camera work with it?
It should. I believe it should.
I wanted to ask before I got the PS5 because I wanted to know if I could still use my same camera like on the Xbox One, the 360 camera.
I believe
need to go
Oh,
out
you mean the Kinect?
Yeah.
Oh.
Or I need to go out and buy a new one. That's what I was wondering.
I think you're able to use the old camera. I know you can use the DualShock on the PS5.
I know that you can use VR on PS5.
Mm-hmm. Astro's Playroom is so much fun. Like I said to you this morning, that I beat it. I got the platinum, and then they had an add-on for it for speed running, and I got the platinum for that too.
No way.
Yeah.
Badass. Double platinum.
It's so fun. It's a cool platformer, and I wish they would come out with more updates for it. Like you find these random art. It's basically like a tech demo for the controller.
Yeah.
And like I love the adaptive triggers. So depending on like what you're doing, it like can either be like how like you would feel in a regular like DualShock or anything like that. The trigger buttons are really just easy to tap. But if you're doing like swinging or even like shooting, it'll adjust, and like there's a little bit of give to it, and it feels like for like Miles Morales, like swinging or web slinging, like it feels like there's a bit of pressure, but it feels like I don't know how to describe it. It feels really cool. And also with the DualSense controller, you can actually like feel what you're walking on. It's not just the sound. Like when I was playing Astro's Playroom, like walking on metal, like I can actually feel it. And then like versus like walking on glass or ice or grass.
What everyone thought the HD Rumble would feel like for the Switch.
Yeah, but it does not compare.
I'd imagine so.
Yeah, it's really cool. But like I said, I will be getting like some sort of like silicone skin for it because it is a little bit more slippery than other controllers. It feels a little weird at first, but I freaking love it. It's so cool. Like I'm planning on getting a second one. I mean, because I have the one that it came with, but eventually getting a second one. Yeah. Oh, it's
Yeah?
awesome. Certain games I've tested out, like PS4 games on the PS5, like some of them it doesn't really make any difference at all. But like Ghost of Tsushima looks like it already looks amazing on the PS4. It
So it
looks
looks better.
it looks so much better on the PS5.
So have you run into any games you can't play from your PS4 library?
No, I haven't encountered any issues.
So you can play all your games so far?
Mhm.
Well, only reason I ask is when I get it, you already know about my big binder.
Mhm.
I just want to know, I just want to know, going in, to not get my hopes up too high that some of my favorite games won't work.
It should.
Okay, so they should?
They should.
Cool,
I mean, they do say that there may not be some features that may not work, like on the PS5, but I haven't encountered any. Because I bought Twin Mirror. I just beat that the other day. It's made by Don't Nod, the people that made Life is Strange.
I love that game.
I am so disappointed with Twin Mirror.
Why?
It's kind of boring. And
Really?
When I beat the game, I went to go back and like get the mementos and collectibles so I could platinum the game. And for some reason, because you can go like chapter select or scene select, it's overwrote my save.
What the hell?
So
What?
I have to start over from the beginning.
Oh man.
Yeah. It's not that long of a game, but like I showed Aiden like some of the character models. They look fucking creepy. Like
Really?
they look I don't know, if you look up or if you type in like on Google like Twin Mirror Joan, like the little girl in the game, like her face just looks so creepy, and then like it can be buggy, and it's like it has like certain elements like Detroit Become Human where you do like crime scene investigations and you're kind of piecing things together, but you have to do it in a certain order, and otherwise you can't move forward. It's hard to explain, but it's dumb. And then like your character has panic attacks, and so you got to go through these mini games, and they don't tell you what to do. You kind of have to just figure it out. And he has like this imaginary friend with him, but they don't really explain like, is it because he has schizophrenia? Some people were speculating maybe the main character has autism, but they don't really go into depth. Like, I don't know. And the choices don't really matter. Like the ones that really matter are at the end of the game, and there's only one way to get a good ending.
Which
The
is?
rest are all it's dialogue choices.
Oh shit!
If you do not like, you have to prevent from being killed, and like you have a bunch of different dialogue choices, and if you pick the one wrong one, you'll get a bad ending.
Well, that sucks.
I was using a guide, and I still got a bad ending.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, because there were two options that sounded very similar to one another. So I was like, okay, I mean, these seem safe, and it was going the way the guide was showing, but the guide was kind of weird. The person who wrote it, like, they wouldn't even use like the character names. They would use it intermittently, but then they're like, oh yeah, the hero rather than Sam, or the girl rather than Anna. And I'm like, why are you saying it like this? Like, it just makes it so confusing. But it was only one little dialogue difference that like allowed me to get like the best ending.
Oh wow.
But I do plan on replaying it. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's the character models. It just looks dated. Like Life is Strange looks better.
The picture of Joan that she showed me in the admin chat, like, oh wow, 6 days ago. I was just like, whoa, that's like if they remade Little House on the Prairie using outdated CG.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like
That's
sometimes they look good. Like the
Like-
trailers they showed made it look good.
Big
Hey,
in
Big
here.
V.
Hey, vegan.
Hey, Big V.
Big V. You missed it, Vegan.
He's no longer Little V.
We said
Oh.
happy birthday to you early, and I said that you're going to be the big 1-8, and then Magi said that you're the big V, or really, and I'm just calling you Big V. Welcome to adulthood.
We should clip that and post it to the channel.
Yeah, I'll have to remind myself later. I gotta get other stuff done first, but yeah.
I'll text you later.
Shall we
All right.
go over the other releases and reveals?
Yeah, I was surprised that it didn't, or because I remember seeing articles about like Silent Hills. That still might be a thing, though.
Yeah, same for the Metal Gear Solid remake.
Ah,
I really do.
I still get the feeling it's going to be a reboot instead of a remake, but we'll see.
same here.
Oscar Isaac is going to be is in talks to play as Solid Snake for the movie.
There's
That'd
gonna
be
be a
cool.
movie.
There's a movie?
Yeah, there's an upcoming movie. I'm still cracking up over the image they used in that freaking article, though.
Yeah, they used the wrong snake.
Yeah, they used Big Boss
Mm.
instead of Keeper Sutherland's Big Boss instead of Solid Snake.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
But I mean, that doesn't mean that they're not in talks to still do it, though, because I remember like there was a couple of articles that I read where they said that Konami and Kojima are talking about still doing the Silent Hills project. So
They
we might
do,
still
I really
get
hope
Silent
they-
Hills.
If they do, I really, really hope that they get Guillermo del Toro back on.
Mm-hmm. Scratch what? Wait. Okay, vegan. I'm trying to think of the other releases. Oh, the Evil Dead the game looks
Want it.
cool.
Want it, want it, want it.
Which
want
game?
Evil
Wait,
Dead the
what?
game.
Yes.
Want it. Mine.
You can watch the trailer for it, Ronnie, in the gaming.
Yeah, I posted a
Channel.
link to the trailer. It's gonna be you can do, or I think it's like anywhere from like 1 to. I don't know if it's
1 to
2
4,
players
I
or
wanna
4
say.
players,
I want to say it looks like it's going to be 4-player.
because it has. It obviously has Ash. It has Kelly from Ash versus Evil Dead, and then it has Lord Arthur from Army of Darkness. But it looks cool, and I
one of the
really want to
casualties
fucking
from
play it.
And I think one of the casualties from the original cabin incident.
Any word on Black Wukong yet? Damn it.
I don't see that coming out probably until like the end of next year at the earliest.
I want it.
I could see that.
I want
looks
so
cool.
bad.
But yeah,
So I
Evil
wouldn't
Dead
be
the game, I can't
surprised.
wait.
I wouldn't be surprised if the earliest we hear anything about would be summer. I wouldn't doubt
Yeah.
it if we don't hear
Yeah, I
anything
see
until.
it.
I'm trying to think of what else there was. There is a Left 4 Dead
Left 4
kind of
Back 4 Blood.
spiritual
Back
successor.
for Blood.
Back for is it Back,
Back
for
for
Blood or
Blood.
Back? I thought it was
Back
Back,
for
Back for Blood.
Back
Oh
for
yeah,
Blood.
okay.
It's by the creators of Left 4 Dead, so it's essentially Left 4 Dead 3.
And it
Yep, the
looks
original
Fuck you,
creators for
Gabe.
Left 4 Dead.
Fuck you, Gabe Newell. We can count.
You can't count up to 3.
No, he can't.
I still need to get into the Drakengard series because Near Replicant.
Yep, that's coming
Let's
out. What
April
was
23rd.
Mm-hmm. There is a game that's supposed to be like a spiritual successor to Journey that's going to be coming out called
fuck.
Season. Season looks pretty cool. I guess it's like, from what I saw on Game Ranks or whatever, it's like basically you're going around, the world's going to end, or there's going to be this like big catastrophic event in a few days, and you go around and try to pick up as many like old artifacts as you can to kind of preserve the memory
Oh.
That
of
sounds
like
kinda cool.
of civilization. The art style looks really cool. What else is coming out?
Let's
There's a
see.
ton of
There's
stuff.
there was a cinematic trailer for the new Perfect Dark game
Mm-hmm.
made by the
Uh.
studio The Initiative.
Let Perfect Dark die, please, for love of God.
I just found
Well,
the
Rare's
original
not-
Perfect Dark game.
Rare's not behind the wheels anymore on this, so I don't know. I'll have to
Okay.
see gameplay footage.
can we just hold hope then?
Fingers crossed.
Yes. Fingers really crossed. And your toes.
Head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
Shut up!
Scavengers beta, like the trailer for it looked like a more realistic take on a Darwin Project.
Oh.
Yeah. Kind of.
We suck at that game, Aiden.
Yes, yes, we do.
Still fun though.
Yes. Sage would be excited about this one. An upcoming 4-player co-op game called Warhammer 40k Darktide.
I want it.
It looks
actually
good.
looks good.
It actually looks good.
Fun.
But I feel like it's going to be too dependent on co-op.
Mhm.
It always is.
True,
Those type
but
of games are always like that, dude.
a lot of the times you can play solo in Warhammer.
But
Most of the Warhammer video games are solo.
Yeah, there's only a few that are multiplayer.
bro, but the ones with multiplayer live the longest.
True.
What, Rob?
So I'm looking at the, I guess some of the listings for the trailers that popped up for Game Awards.
Mm-hmm.
I'm posting a link in the chat as for the article I'm looking at.
Are you looking at the news.xbox one, or?
I'm
looking at the IGN one.
I'm looking at The Verge.
Apparently, Tell Me Why won Games for Impact. I still have to play that. It's on Game Pass.
Really?
It's made by Don't Nod to or their Life is Strange developers, and it's based on. It's short. It's a kind of like Life is Strange, but it deals with a trans character.
Huh? I'll have to check that out.
Oh, hey, I gotta ask, Aiden, Magi, have you guys been keeping up with Fortnite?
Yeah.
No, I do know about it though because IGN brought it up.
I was gonna say,
Master Chief is in it.
What's the theme for this time around?
I have no idea.
I don't know. I don't have it.
There's not a theme.
Because
it's just like the first season. Get as
I'm
much
assuming
as I can.
I'm assuming it's like it's basically just things that are popular because we're getting Kratos apparently for PlayStation.
It's already.
I'm gonna say it would be funny if you have your account for both PlayStation and Xbox and you get Kratos and you're playing him for.
Let's see, for $1,500, you can get Master Chief as a skin.
1,500.
1,500 V-Bucks.
Oh,
not IRL.
And on the 16th, The Walking Dead's Daryl and Michonne will be getting added.
I saw that
Walking
too.
Dead was going to be a part of it.
Mando ends up getting, I guess, is in the game too.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they were able to make that many deals in a limited amount of time. Or they were working on those deals.
Unless of course, they're really hurting for money right now.
Well, they won't be.
And they're just
Microsoft, God of War, Mandalorian, and now Walking Dead. Granted, Walking Dead's sort of dead. But it's got money now.
So I was just curious if you guys are still,
Nah, I haven't touched it in a long time.
I don't have internet.
I guess Among Us is getting a new map, and it's based on. I'm assuming it's based on. Oh gosh, the Stickman series.
Yeah, it's actually. It's an ode to Toppat Clan airship from Innersloth's Henry Stickmin games. So,
Which I saw videos from Markiplier playing that game. It's funny as hell.
Dragon Age is getting a new game.
It Takes Two.
It Takes Two. MJ, Magi, y'all will be interested in this most likely. It's made by the same people who made the game that the two of you streamed. I'm drawing a blank. Way Out.
Oh, Way Out.
Yeah. And it actually looks like a lot of fun.
Then we got Open Roads.
Oh, cool. I just noticed that Ori and the Will of the Wisp won a bunch of game awards.
Nice.
That game is so fun. I'm not a big
played it,
fan
but
of
it looks good.
platformers like that, but like, it's so pretty and it's so fun. I have it on the Switch. I think I have both games. Or no, no. Well, actually, I do now. Or
Could you
with
repeat that game?
with PS5. But what? Will you stop?
Ori. Yeah, that's right.
Hey. What?
Ghosts
All right.
and Goblins is getting another game. Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection, and it looks fun.
Do I look like a pussy bitch? Aiden, do I look like a pussy?
The Cagliostro Protocol.
I will fucking play that game.
It looks.
Ghosts and Goblins is going to destroy me.
Then we got, as you guys said, Dragon Age, Mass Effect.
We finally got some gameplay footage for Returnal.
Really?
For Returnal? Yeah.
Finally.
CSUN Flight Simulator for Xbox.
Yeah, Season is the one I was talking about that's supposed to be like the Journey spiritual successor. Hey, asshole. Let's...
On the
Okay,
23rd,
you're just hanging out in the
Super Meat
garbage
Boy
now?
Forever is coming to Epic Game Store.
What?
What is coming to the Epic Game Store?
Super Meat Boy Forever.
Oh, nice.
I haven't played a Meat Boy game in forever.
Ronnie, it's been a pleasure knowing you. MJ, Rob.
Damn it! Why did you move?
I'm going to try to master that game.
Okay. Ash was in the garbage again.
Oh, gosh.
Let's see.
Or sent a picture of her jumping into the garbage, right?
I still need to watch this. The trailer for Monster Hunter Rise.
I can't wait.
It also announced an upcoming limited time demo planned for January of next year. So yeah,
I'm grabbing that as soon as it comes out. I'm excited for Rise because it looks like an older version of Monster Hunter, but looks crisp.
It looks like the PS2 Monster Hunter.
So I think when it comes to the Game Awards, and I'm trying to remember the guy's name who was the host for the Game Awards.
Jeff Kiley? Or he's the creator.
The guy who was kind of just announcing who was giving out the awards and so on. Oh gosh, what was his name?
I didn't actually watch the Game Awards. I actually just read about it.
The only thing I can when I think about him, I think of the Halo Xbox or the Halo Doritos Mountain Dew guy.
There's only 2 other titles that I even find worth mentioning.
The one that freaking Angry Joe gave a lot of shit for.
Scarlet Nexus, an upcoming anime action RPG by Bandai Namco.
Oh, that'd be cool.
It looks like a sort of spiritual successor to the Tales series, by the way it plays. If the trailer's anything to go by. So I'm interested in it.
Sounds fun.
Perfect.
And then there's a turn-based RPG set in the League of Legends universe called Ruined King.
Back for Blood. I gotta say, a lot of these games look pretty interesting.
Seems we're going to be getting a good roster this kind of year.
Apparently, Swedish Chef is going to be in Overcooked.
Swedish Chef
From
Muppets.
From Muppets.
Cool.
So great games announced during the Game Awards, but when it comes to the awards itself, very biased or bought off.
Pretty much.
So, oh, good Lord. I will say, besides the game trailers, that was a disappointment. By the way, speaking of that, apparently there were some reports of freaking after Last of Us winning, Druckmann started getting some shit from the journalists that were supporting his game.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know all the details.
That's
yet,
what I
but
was talking about earlier.
Yeah, because they as soon as he won the awards, they started freaking turning on him.
oh goodness.
Okay, asshole. As soon as I walk away is when you want to start causing trouble.
Oh gosh.
But no, it was one of the articles I was reading this morning on Kotaku where they were really mad. Hey, do you have? There's certain. She's pulling out your fishing rods.
Hey, what? Get up. You're being an asshole. JoJo, stop.
That's funny.
I always gotta find something. She fell in or she jumped in the trash again or the garbage bin. Luckily, there's nothing in there except for like a little box of like 3M adhesives or what they came in.
Oh, good lord.
But she found his. She's just so interested in his fishing stuff.
Stop.
Sorry,
You're good.
that's the fishing. Like she doesn't even mess with the controller. That's a fishing rod that we've never used. Yeah, you little shit, asshole, Ash.
Ashy slashy.
Oh, yeah.
Movie.
Can't wait for Evil Dead the game just because I mean, I never used to care about that at all, but that's me. That's the reason why Ash is named is because of him. And Ash
We
Ketchum.
should string that together.
Definitely.
I know it's a
would
long
have
shot.
So much fucking fun.
I know it'd be a long shot, probably because of how old he is, but they need to get Bruce Campbell.
For what?
It is Bruce Campbell.
It is Bruce Campbell.
Yeah.
Oh, it is? Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's coming back.
Have you seen Ash vs. Evil Dead at all?
That show's amazing.
Yeah,
have
it's
not.
all right, but
I have
It's-
not yet.
yeah, it's more. Well, I mean, 3 seasons.
Stop.
It's on
honestly-
Netflix.
At one point
I mean,
in the game,
it's entertaining.
Oh.
That's
yeah,
why I was
that's one of
surprised to
those-
see Kelly in it. But yeah,
Heck, maybe,
Lucy Lawless is in it too. Fucking Xena.
Oh gosh.
Sorry, I keep interrupting you. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say it's when it comes to that, last time I saw freaking was it Lindsay? What's her last name? Lindsay what?
What?
The lady that played Xena.
Lucy Lawless.
Lucy. Why I think of Lindsay? I don't know why. The last thing I saw her in was the Boogeyman movie.
Oh God, really?
Hey,
She's
I'm
like
gonna say-
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, well, here's the thing. The idea of it was interesting.
Yeah.
Just the way they went about it was really
The
stupid.
execution was poor.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, I mean, honestly, I was watching a review and they said the thing that they said would have worked better is maybe perhaps if it was just all in his head.
Maybe.
But they kept, and then what sucks is they kept. I'm assuming, the directors took the criticism for that movie very seriously because they kept flopping about the rules of the Boogeyman, where it's like the second one, it's oh no, it was actually a real person, and then for the third one, oh wait, no, it's some supernatural entity again.
Oh, so what I hear about the scarecrow being from Jeepers Creepers.
Yep. Very inconsistent.
Yep.
Okay.
But
If you're looking for consistency, don't watch that movie. You're looking to be bored. If you're looking to try to have some fun, watch that movie.
Okay.
I recommend alcohol. A
Though,
doobie, perhaps.
heck,
Take the edge off and just go mindless for a little bit. You'll enjoy yourself. Trust me.
Hmm.
Now, if you look at it as a serious movie, have fun.
Heck, I will say a movie that does that really well when it comes to like, the main character thinking that there's some external force causing the murders was Secret Window with Johnny Depp.
That was a good movie.
That is
I
an
still need to
excellent.
watch it.
That is an excellent fucking movie, especially with the ending. And surprisingly, by the way, and I've seen both endings, and I will say the extended ending sucks. Because okay, does anybody care for spoilers for who is not?
I do. I haven't seen it.
Oh shit! Let me just say it adds too much for the ending.
Oh wait, what are you talking about in regards to spoilers? The Boogeyman or
Secret Window?
Please, no spoilers.
I'm just gonna say flat out, they show too much when it comes to the deleted ending, which I'm happy that they switched it to another ending, or at least the one that they had for the original film's release.
Okay.
That was one of those cases where I don't like the extended content.
Ah.
All right.
Has anyone seen the new Animaniacs?
No.
I need to watch it.
It's not out yet, is it?
Yeah, it's
No,
on Hulu.
It's on Hulu.
I actually need to log into.
Hey, that could be our next
Good
discussion
watch.
for next podcast.
I will binge it if that is what you asked
Hulu,
me.
I have issues with.
I'm gonna probably watch it.
I just don't like the fact that like you have to log on to like the browser version of it on your computer if you want to change your settings. And like on mobile, if you haven't logged in like 30 days, you have to log in on the computer to do so, or to watch it on your phone.
Ugh.
I
watch everything on my phone nowadays. I mean, well, I've always have. I mean, I got a wireless charging mount. It's like a giant like gooseneck that I clip to my nightstand, so it charges my phone, and I don't have to hold it. I want to be as lazy as possible when consuming content because holding things is hard.
Oh man. So
Pun intended or such or whatever. Sorry. The last thing I was part of the topics was Twitch. How you can
What the hell's going on now?
and plus we also got the
JoJo thing too.
and Mandalorian.
Mandalorian. Yep. I wanted to get all the other topics
Okay.
out of the way first because I know that you want to talk about Golden Wind. I just wanted to make sure we're staying on topic too. Twitch is implementing new policies where you cannot make fun of somebody's appearance. You let's see, Twitch.
Basically, you can't shit talk anymore.
Ronnie.
Basically, yeah.
So people so sensitive they can't.
It's mainly in chat that this rules apply, apparently.
Yeah, it's primarily chat.
Oh, hallelujah, Ronnie, we can keep going.
But there's also the aspect of having licensed or copyrighted content where you can actually be charged with a felony.
What?
And also there's if you give unwanted what's it called? Gratitude or something.
Mm-hmm.
You can get in trouble in chat for that if the streamer doesn't feel comfortable with what you said. Like say, hey, you're looking good today. Unlike yesterday where you look like a skeleton. Mm-hmm. You look like a being.
The Confederate flag is also banned on Twitch.
I forgot about that.
But that whole thing about the copyrightable stuff, that's part of the reason why Twitch Sings is shutting down at the end of the month.
Yeah, because Twitch Sings wasn't it?
It's basically a live streaming karaoke thing.
I'm thinking about something else. Because Twitch was also implementing this thing where basically it would give you tools in order to kind of counterbalance the whole copyrighted content aspect with regards to music.
Yeah. Don't know much about it, but yeah. The only other thing I can think of concerning Twitch is they have gone so PC that you know the gaming term blind for playthroughs, right?
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, they got rid of it.
On.
They got rid of it as a category, and you have to choose first playthrough or something similar to that instead, as a because they feel like it would be controversial, or it would get people up that are blind upset.
That
What are
is.
they gonna do? See it?
I was gonna make the same joke, but I didn't know if I should.
Sorry.
Look. That's the stupidest shit I've heard.
But yeah, like, I mean, certain shit, like, I get why they're implementing certain policies, like, oh, it'd be like, you know, how much for nudes, or like, you know, show tits or whatever. Like, I used to hate that shit when I would stream on Twitch.
Yeah,
which is why I haven't been on Twitch in over a year and a half. I mean,
as nice as as these policies are. Some of these policies are, they're at the same time going into the extremes with it. And that's concerning, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Every day, millions of people come together on Twitch to share their passion and skill, support their favorite streamers, and connect with friends. Communities on Twitch are diverse and are growing rapidly, representing nearly every interest, background, and language around the globe. Let's see, blah, blah, blah. We got to revisit and update policies starting January 22nd. We're introducing an updated hateful conduct and harassment policy. Let me actually read it from their site. Twitch does not permit behaviors motivated by hatred, prejudice, or intolerance. Okay. Added protected groups. Promoting, glorifying, threatening, or advocating violence, physical harm, or death against individuals or groups, on the basis of a protected characteristic, including age. Using hateful slurs. Okay. We also make exceptions for slurs in music and singing along to music, as long as the song itself is not hateful and the slurs are not combined with other discriminating or denigrating content. I could see one idiot or a couple idiots trying to buy or like kind of skate around that rule of, but like I sang it, it's part of a song. I don't think you've ever heard of it, but it's called this, and then just spew a bunch of dumb shit. Let's see here. Posting, uploading, or otherwise sharing hateful images or symbols, hate groups, nasty related imagery, speech, imagery, or combinations that dehumanize, perpetuate negative stereotypes and or memes. Okay, what? Content that expresses inferiority based on a protected characteristic, including but not limited to statements related to physical, mental, and moral deficiencies. So calls for subjugation, segregation, or exclusion, including political, economic, and social exclusion / segregation. Okay. Okay, these are all about hate crimes, sexual harassment. So making unsolicited sexual advances towards another person, unsolicited objectifying statements relating to the sexual body parts or practices of another person, making repeated comments related to another person's perceived attractiveness at the target makes it clear that the behavior is unwanted. Unsolicited statements in reference to performing graphic sexual acts on another person, sexual practices or sexual morality, degrading statements about one's sexual health, attempting to coerce others through bribing, threats, other inducements. Okay, what was the other? Targeting others with repeated or severe personal attacks. I don't know. It's getting a little too PC. Is basically what I'm getting at. I won't read all of this, but
they just don't know how to stand their ground.
Well, it's also there's a lot of legal loopholes.
Mm-hmm. True. That's what
if you're making it that specific, you can. There's always gonna be a loophole. Like I said before, like because they said that like ethnic slurs is not okay to say, but it's okay to sing. But as long as it's not overall like being racist or whatever. So like rap music or like saying like the N-word in rap music. Like I can see people trying to dance around that. Let's see here. How can I indicate that a behavior is unwanted? Oh God.
Couldn't you just technically just say a bunch of things you shouldn't say on Twitch and just say they're a combination of different songs?
Yeah.
That's what I was just getting at. But
no, I mean like in one sentence, like saying an entire thing you shouldn't say, but it's in other songs. You're just listing things from songs lyrics.
But they're also like the main thing that people were getting mad at too was the whole fact of like trash talk is going to be banned.
That's dumb.
And it says, I enjoy friendly banter and trash talk. How can I make it clear that I don't intend to harass anyone? And then Twitch responds, be cognizant of others. Some people only recognize or enjoy banter when they have an established relationship with the other person. If someone asks you to stop or indicates that your conduct is unwanted, such as through a channel timeout, continuing to target them after that point will be seen as a deliberate attempt to harass. If a discussion becomes heated and goes beyond friendly banter, consider removing yourself from the conversation to prevent the situation from escalating further. Additionally, some topics are generally not viewed as acceptable banter by the community, such as sending sexual solicitations or encouraging others to harm themselves. Okay. You should not engage in these behaviors, and doing so will jeopardize your Twitch account. But you're basically, I can see what they're getting at, but it's going to be thought police, basically, or thought policing.
Yeah, I've been listening the entire time. You know what this just sounds to me? This just sounds like people who just can't handle when people, they can't handle to speak their mind, or if anything, it's just this whiny freaking like. I've always been told like if you can't handle a conversation, then don't be a part of it. Or if anything, when it comes down to it, it's if you're gonna be on the internet, then you better have a thick skin when people talk shit to you.
Yep.
At least
Ronnie,
that's been.
Ronnie, when you fought Cummins, what you did could technically have gotten us banned.
I just realized that.
Because all the hate, bullying, and the fact that we followed him into 8 different games just for you to destroy him.
I didn't even mean to do it. It just happened. Man.
No, that guy just had the world's worst luck. But I mean, we could have gotten in trouble.
I mean, and here's something. It's like sometimes that's part of the. I mean, I know that it sounds really bad, but sometimes that's part of the game, especially when it comes to like when you're playing competitively,
right?
And here I have a good story with this. So there was this point, like when Gears of War was really freaking popular. When it comes to like Xbox, that I was helping out a friend of mine who I guess had his own like Xbox clan, and at one point we were fighting a bunch of people, or at least against a bunch of people on one team, and this guy on the other team was talking shit when he was getting his ass whooped, and it got to the point where, like, at this point, he was trying to, like, talk big, claiming, oh, he's gonna win, talking shit about, who we are. And at one point, it got to the point where he's talking shit about my friend's mom, and it got so bad that the dude, my friend at the time was like, okay, you know what? Fuck this. You want to talk shit? Let's do a 1-on-1. And I'm sitting there, by the way, as he's doing this 1-on-1. And he rips this guy a new ass.
Good all the
shit that he talked.
Good times, right?
And, by the way,
yeah.
And then even after that, after we like just disconnected from this guy, he somehow managed to find us. And we were doing another match, and I feel sorry for his team, and I'm pretty sure a lot of them were Swedish.
Oh,
and he's talking shit about his teammates. Like, how the fuck does that work? I mean, seriously.
Wait a minute. Yes, someone won't be able to make it on Twitch anymore.
Tyler won.
Wins of Redemption.
Oh.
But I mean, anyway, like to kind of sum it all up, like I get what they're trying to do. Like, yeah, certain parts, like certain harassments, like like sexual harassment and being like, oh yeah, show your tits, stuff like that. That should be banned. But when you're policing it, being very specific by saying like, oh well, where you have to determine or you have to argue what friendly banter is.
And
trash talk.
The trash talk and friendly banter, it sounds like they were talking about in the chat. So Ronnie was right about that.
Also, it's like friendly banter and trash talk are two different things.
No, it depends on the group, but yeah, you're not wrong.
But it's just like because
we hate each other.
I mean, also, did you guys hear about the 6-year-old kid that got his channel, Twitch channel deleted?
Why?
No, it wasn't a Twitch channel. It was a COD thing. He got his COD
on Twitch, he got banned. He was a Call of Duty player. Him and his dad stream.
Yeah,
and he got his account deleted because either people were reporting it or because of the fact that you have to be 13 in order to be able to play COD. And since he was 6, but he's and they got a big channel. I mean, they have like 120 or 130,000, subscribers, or I don't know if I can't remember if it's YouTube or Twitch, but they were streaming when he got banned, and like he just started crying, and he went to his dad, and his dad's like, it's okay, and he's like, go see mommy, and then she comes in and he's like, what the hell's going on? But and the boy's crying, and like once he walks away, like the dad's like slamming on his desk, being like, fuck, he's like, we're gonna get it back, buddy. And it was just so sad.
It was.
I don't know if he got his account back though, but a lot of people were wanting him to get his account back. But I don't know.
I haven't heard anything about it yet.
So. Like I get I mean, because of the type of content COD is, it's violent shooting, like a 6-year-old. But then again, like we were playing games like that when we were 6. I mean, obviously the graphic fidelity on it was very much different than it is now, but I don't see that much of a difference.
There's not. It's
nope.
People that it sounds to me the people that got his account banned probably had a similar thinking to the freaking politicians who think violent video games promote actually being violent in real life.
Oh my gosh. When I was creating my last set of quizzes for my social work students, I was going through the chapter in the textbook, and I didn't see this until like recently, but like half the chapter is like talking about fucking video games, and like the test bank that I used, like the questions on there were like about basically implying that violent video games cause children to become violent. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, obviously I didn't include those questions when I, created the test for my students, because like no, fuck that. Like one of the questions was like, we're talking about how it desensitizes children to violence. And I'm just like,
there's that chance, but that's for those that weren't raised to know the difference between reality and fiction.
Yeah. Yep. All video games is just an interactive form of media.
Mm-hmm.
It's no different than watching a rated R film.
And at worst, video games are just violent video games are just an outlet so that they don't be violent in real life.
Right.
Like if anything, it's a form of art, just like, books.
Exactly.
TV shows. I mean, if that's the case, if they're worried about violence, then are we to, start banning books? Are we going to start banning movies, TV shows?
People have tried.
Hell, are we going to here's another thing. Are we going to start, and this would probably, this question would be, something that they would be like a flat out, oh, hell no, we're not going to do this. Are we going to start banning music that claims to shoot cops or, talks about committing sexual acts, or if anything, doing drugs, are we gonna ban that type of music as well? Which again, it's one of those questions where people are gonna say, no, we're just gonna, we're not gonna do that.
I just find it like I was just shocked to see it in a textbook. Like there's a section dedicated to like violent video games. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Like, as far as like that kind of stuff goes, I mean, Mark Twain's people are trying to get Mark Twain's books back on the banned books list.
What?
Yeah, because he was racist. Same for H.P. Lovecraft and his works.
Are you kidding me?
Nope.
Okay. Okay.
Which one?
That's dumb as fuck. I am sorry. Like, consider when these books were written and the environment that
That's racist now.
might as well just ban all history books.
I mean, at one point
They're working on that.
I mean, they were trying to ban H.P. Lovecraft, or at least his content, because of. I mean, at one point in his
well, because one of his cats' named was
Don't say
it. His cat's name. Yeah.
I mean, at one point
he was overly racist.
I mean, well, for the last part of his life, he changed his ways. But a lot of people don't want to see that.
Except for the racism.
Except for the racism. They just see the racism, and unfortunately, that was the way that's the time that he was raised in.
like topics related to gender and race are like my favorite topics to talk about when I teach, but they're the most difficult to talk about nowadays because of the PC nature we live in.
Yeah.
It's basically historical revisionism by trying to censor the works of like great authors like Twain and Lovecraft. Like, you got to consider the time that they lived in too, where it was considered like normal, or at least, I mean, like we live in different times now. We're much more progressive compared to when those pieces of literature were written. If we were to say like, oh, well, because this person was racist, we'll consider the fucking time that he lived in. I'm not trying to justify racism. I'm just trying to justify the state of the world at that time.
Yeah, you need the ones that are being overly PC and trying to do this kind of stuff. They're being very closed-minded.
Hey guys, I'll be right back.
In the world.
Okay. Like that's fucking ridiculous.
I found out about 2-3 weeks ago that the state of Washington is trying to pass a law there that you can get into some serious legal trouble for cultural appropriation.
This is also the same state. Was it? Wait, no. I don't know if it was Washington. I think it was Oregon that decriminalized meth.
That's Oregon. That's Oregon.
Yeah.
That was Oregon.
That's Oregon. That's my boy, Oregon.
Shut up, Ronnie.
What the ever living hell?
You're trying to go fuck with meth heads.
Mm-hmm.
What if people like Magi or Bella's kid are living there, and that bill passes? They can't help how curly their hair gets, how fluffy their hair gets in certain
My Jufro.
humidities.
My Jufro. Jufro.
I guess you're screwed then.
Yeah.
Are they really considering that going that far with curly hair?
Yes.
I'll have to look into that. I don't believe that. That's
okay.
I mean, I'm not saying I don't believe you. I'm just you guys. I'm just saying like,
no,
if that's the case, then that's like, okay. I might as well just everyone goes bald. I was thinking of Bella the other day because I was watching a kill count for the movie The Hunt, which I want to watch, which just came out recently. I mean, really got released like a couple months ago, but it's a satirical film about basically where these liberals end up capturing a bunch of what they call deplorables and fly them out to Croatia and try to kill them, like a hunting game, like Bloodsport.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
And the main character in it, or the main protagonist, sounds like Bella. Because you first meet her, like she's at this like fake convenience store wanting to get a pack of cigarettes, and she's like, the person gives it to them, and like she noticed something's wrong, and she goes and like beats the shit out of them. And she was like, in Arkansas, a pack of cigarettes only cost $6. You done fucked up, bitch. Bam. And then like, I don't know, you'll have to see the kill count for it, because there's certain things that she says in there that sounds exactly like how how she talks. And I'm just like, that's all I could think about. I was like, oh, this is Bella.
Bella the movie.
Like, ma'am, do you think that you should be afforded leniency because you're a woman? No. Bam! Because there's like a part where
What the heck?
she confronts these liberals. Have you ever heard of the movie The Hunt, Rob?
I feel like I have. But
It's a satirical movie about like where these liberals go and capture these, what they call deplorables, send them to another country, and then they hunt them down.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Similar to the most dangerous game or
Exactly.
whatever.
Yeah. Or Bloodsport. Well, not Bloodsport. Wait.
Yeah. Bloodsport was about
Was that Bloodsport wasn't boxing, was it?
Kickboxing.
Yeah, okay. What was the Jean-Claude Van Damme movie that he was in where they hunted human?
I know what you're
humans.
talking about.
For a second, I got like a flashback of when you guys were talking about like rights and stuff, like thinking of Red Dead Redemption's feminist character. And I'm just thinking, oh, please don't tell me you guys were the ones that freaking, fed her to a crocodile too.
Oh God.
Maybe. I'm not saying I didn't.
You're pleading the fifth.
But I don't have a crocodile anymore.
Oh damn. Now you just have Crocs. Just kidding.
Damn it.
Oh gosh.
So, thoughts on Golden Wind? Since you just finished it.
I fucking love it.
It's my favorite part out of all of them.
Part 6 needs to happen. We've had the greatness of being a gangstar. Now it's time to be free as the wind.
So, where do I even begin with this? Oh, actually, if I can have one gripe, it's the fact that the factor of Giorno being Dio's son never, besides the beginning, ever becomes a factor to the story.
It was in the manga.
It's in the manga?
It's more. There's more content about it in the manga, but
it's still in the very beginning, though.
Yeah, but just let it go.
I mean, it's just in the beginning, and then that's it. Like, there's never any other mention of it in the story.
Do you really have to? Because Giorno doesn't know who his dad was.
I mean, honestly, I think there should have been something.
The
If
only person I
anything,
was talking to him about it was Koichi.
Besides the fuckboy picture he left for his own son.
I don't like that they didn't really expand on Jotaro and Koichi in Golden Wind. Like they're there for the first episode or so, and then poof.
They did bring back my boy Palmeriff though. Only for a brief moment though.
Yep. Hey, he lives. He's a turtle now.
Yeah. Come on. It's to some extent. I kind of feel like they did him dirty.
They did. They really did.
They did.
Because I mean, come on. For the brief moment we see him. Oh wait, we get to see how he got crippled, and then we
got to see how he became crippled and ended up looking similar to freaking Stroheim.
Well, can I just say something?
Oh, that's right.
The Stardust Crusaders look so fucking strange in the Golden Wind animation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
They look
true.
emaciated.
They look way different. I'm actually, if
They look
anything,
ill.
looking at Jotaro, he looks way slimmer in the Golden Wind animation than he did in Star Crusaders.
Mhm.
Actually, a lot of the other characters, their faces look way different.
Not
Actually,
as-
if anything, it was kind of a compliment to Joseph because he looked younger.
Yeah.
He looked young for the quick screenshot. He looked younger.
he didn't look like a 35-year-old man, even though he is.
Wait,
Is he?
Jotaro, you mean?
No, well, Jotaro, and then like the quick glance of like all the Star Crusaders, Joseph in that one like scene looks, or like one screenshot or whatever, just looks younger than he did in Star Crusaders.
I just realized this morning when I was watching Danganronpa that they had a JoJo reference in it.
Mhm.
I didn't catch it before. Crazy Diamond.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's when Owada gets killed.
Yep.
Bitch.
I never paid attention. Well, I mean, the last time I watched
It's
Danganronpa, the
also-
animation though, or read the manga.
And
I-
how like the not just the name, but the way he was killed is very similar to Jolene's
Mhm,
finisher style move.
right. And
Pulse
well,
deep.
also because of Mondo, or I mean, I thought of like Josuke's hair and Mondo's bouffant, even though they're not the same style. That's what it immediately reminded me of. But yeah, I didn't even notice that until this morning.
Now,
Because I was watching Game Grumps play Danganronpa, and I was like, God damn it, I wish they would just get to the part about Chihiro.
I will say, like the characters themselves were really interesting, and the motivation for Giorno was actually intriguing, and the fact that one interaction with a mafioso was like gave him the idea. Okay, I'm going to become a mafia boss.
I'm gonna be a gangstar.
As I said in Discord, I don't like Giorno.
Why?
I just find him to be a bland character.
He pretty much is.
I mean, he doesn't have a lot
Like
of
he's
emotion.
not that memorable to me in comparison to like all the other characters.
Besides the death scenes or like the moments where a character dies, there's not much emotion to him.
Mhm. He's just like his dad in that way. He's very calculating.
Hey, Kelly.
So, quick question: what's your
Okay.
favorite music reference in all of Golden Wind?
Oh gosh.
By the way, Bucciarati is best guy.
Bucciarati?
He's one of my favorite
Bucciarati-
characters altogether in JoJo.
He's your favorite character?
Mhm.
Because Sticky Fingers?
No,
Hello,
I
Kelly.
just like his voice and his attitude.
Ah,
I will say I liked him as a character, especially when
I
it
also
comes
like
to-
Matthew Mercer.
I still don't know how to feel about them changing the name Sticky Fingers to Zipperman.
Mhm.
ah.
I mean, it kind of makes sense.
Why do you hate me?
It makes sense power wise and looks wise, but it gets rid of the musical reference.
What's the me-
Oh, sorry.
What was the musical reference?
Because all the stands were musical references.
Or I was asking what it was. Though.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Isn't it Rolling Stones?
Needing to look that up.
But I mean, and honestly, like thinking about it as I finished the show, like I was thinking, to some extent, when it comes to healing, Giorno's the same as Josuke's. But then I was thinking about it, but it's like, if anything, it's almost the same thing, but at the same time, it isn't, because he's able to breathe life in inanimate objects.
That is a cool power.
It is a reference to Rolling Stones' album,
Right.
Sticky Fingers,
Yeah,
which featured a functional zipper on the record version.
Cool.
I was right. I'm glad I was right. Well, because it's been a while since I looked into it, but how are you doing, Kelly? But yeah, I'm not saying Giorno's a bad character. I just didn't like him as much in comparison to the other characters in Golden Wind. I think that as far as character development goes, aside from him moving up into becoming a mafia boss, like I just don't see him having that much growth overall.
Yeah.
Maybe he's like more empathetic, but aside from that, I don't think he grew in comparison to like all the other characters.
It feels
Like Tristan Mista?
Yeah, Narancha. Oh.
I'm not gonna lie, even though it was an antagonist, I still feel they did Metallica's user.
Neo
They did him dirty.
They did him dirty.
Oh, where you got?
What'd you say, Magic?
Nero Risotto.
Yeah, Risotto.
Where he wasn't killed by the boss, he was killed by Little Bomber.
Little Bomber and Aerosmith like the best.
If not for Aerosmith and Narancha interfering, I'm certain he would have killed him before the boss came out.
Yep.
The boss would have lost, hands down.
I'm with Ronnie on that one.
You be nice.
Yeah, I have to agree. Like if Narancha and all the rest of them didn't show up, he would have been dead, and we wouldn't have gotten the final fight like we did. Actually, if anything, they'd probably be wondering, okay, so when is the boss ever going to attack us?
What do you think of the split personality between Doppio and Divallo?
Oh gosh. Okay, so those
Oh,
You did that so well, Ronnie.
Where's Dante? Dante comes to that shit.
Whoever did that so well.
That was MJ.
Sorry, I'm not right next to my mic, but
You know, I will say,
Hello,
when I saw that, like the first time I saw that, I thought that was kind of like it was weird, and then I see okay, he's doing it himself, and then I realized as soon as I see the whole when he's like getting an inanimate object, like oh gosh, it's a third person, it's like a second personality or some shit, and then
hey, Big V.
and then
Hey,
when they start talking about like
Hey guys.
you are no longer Little V. You are
Well,
big.
no, he is. Not until his birthday.
Oh, true.
It is
Happy
true,
early
that's
birthday,
why.
dude.
Happy early birthday, dude.
Thanks.
Well, Merry
It's also, I
Christmas.
guess, just good time, just seeing everybody around here. So, thanks.
Merry Hanukkah.
I still celebrate Christmas despite being atheist.
Happy Festivus.
Anyways, if you guys
All
already talk about...
our heads for our Lord and Savior, the Flying Spaghetti Monster. He's soft for our sins.
Vegan can go through the feats of strength.
Oh, he gets a stat point. That's right. He levels up. You take 2 initiatives, 2 spells, and 2 cantrips, Vegan.
Real quick. MJ, I forget. Did you or I recommend Layers of Fear to Bella?
Must have been you. I didn't recommend it.
Okay.
By the way,
I think that might have been Layers of Fear.
Rob did. I know he's talked up Layers of Fear. I didn't find it. I mean, I like the story. I just didn't like the gameplay.
Yeah.
I
you guys already talk
love
about JoJo?
for that.
Nope, we just started.
Oh, alright.
But
So,
I said that I didn't like Giorno as a character overall.
Oh,
I don't
Rob,
like him either.
Rob, I
In my
have to ask.
opinion, he's the weakest out of all the JoJos.
Oh.
Even Jonathan.
No, it's
Although,
not.
to be
He's
fair,
the strongest.
Yeah,
I
he
know
is the strongest.
Okay, I'm gonna say this.
There
Ronnie,
is no way anyone can stand up to him now. Nobody.
I mean, as a character, I mean, as not like as in like you know how strong he is.
Okay. Yeah. I see what you mean now. I bet.
All right. In
Hey,
that
guys.
context, I agree with you.
Hey guys, I'm sorry, but I have to ask, and this is jokingly though. Ronnie, are you trying to get us banned?
What did Ronnie do?
Look at his profile pic.
You turn okay.
He's turning the fucking frogs gay.
What's up, Alex?
So, real quick, Rob, I have to ask, what did you think of the torture dance scene?
Yes.
Oh man.
I was thinking of a other scene from another the Beavis and Butthead scene where they were eating the
Beavis and
cactus.
Butthead do America.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where they're in the desert and they ate the cactus, and that was the first thing that came to mind when I saw that.
Yo,
Now
Rob.
I'll end his cavity search for Beavis
Rob.
and Butthead in America.
Now, Rob, since you've seen the torture dance, now you must either grab a joint or an alcoholic beverage, get FUBAR, and then watch it.
Oh, I already did that.
Awesome. That's the only way to watch that. You gotta be fucked up. It's the best thing in the world.
By the way, so Rob, so you actually finished part 5 up?
Yeah,
We wouldn't talk about it otherwise.
Yeah, because I think I've mentioned Discord that I was binge watching it before coming on. Like, because
Okay.
I was at what, episode 20 when I made that thing on Discord.
So many fucked up things in that part.
Oh god,
My favorite musical reference is Big Kiss.
Oh, Notorious B.I.G.
Yes.
I think you mean Notorious Chase.
No.
The way it was said.
I'm referring to the localization names.
I don't do localization names.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that because Rob apparently watched the English dub.
Oh. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks. Thank you, subtitles. Sorry, I didn't get much sleep last night, Vegan, because my new cat Jack, he kept cuddling and he kept putting his paw in my ear.
Ow.
No, it wasn't an ow. It's just his toe pads are really furry, so he was tickling my ear all night.
Thought you called them.
But he
What
likes
you
to
called
sleep
your
on my
cat?
chest. Huh?
I recall you calling your cat Thopio.
Yeah, Dante.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dante has a new friend. His name is Jack.
Awesome.
I'll send you a picture later.
All right.
So, which stand do you think had the most fucked up ability?
oh gosh, there's so many of
Okay.
them in this one.
I Green Day. I mean Green Tea.
I'm gonna say one of them that's on top of the list is Green Tea. I will say another one was Notorious Chase. What's another one?
Arts and Crafts is pretty cool.
That one just.
Arts and
Well,
Crafts.
Arts and Crafts.
It's
Which one
all
was that
right.
again?
It was the one that missed the fight, like the one that was able to fix objects relative to his position.
Oh, that one. Okay, never mind.
Craftworks.
Yep.
Craftwork.
Arts and Crafts, if I'm right, is the localization.
Yeah, you're right.
For me, one of the most fucked up ones had to have been the one that was used to track down JoJo and the others.
Clash.
Junior or Baby or whatever it's called.
Babyface,
Babyface.
Yeah, Babyface and
Babyhead is, if I'm right, the localization.
Oh
name,
yeah,
Babyface.
actually, now that you mention it, yeah,
The one that was used to track down using their genetics.
Oh,
the one that's a chimera.
That one's a fucked up one.
The one that's a chimera of human, stand, and energy.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say the most screwed up one, and even though he was part of the group, was Fugo's stand, Purple Haze,
Yes.
or localization,
Yes.
Purple
By the way,
Smoke.
can I say I'm a little bit disappointed with the character?
Fugo.
Why? Because he left the group.
Yeah,
He gets
we-
redemption in a light novel.
Mm-hmm.
we don't see him like the rest of the show.
Yeah, because he's doing his light novel shit.
It's if I'm right, someone did actually say it's questionable if it's canon or not, because I did hear about like a Fugo light novel, although I don't know too much about it. I will say that Araki, if I'm right, has spoken about Fugo, like saying that his original intention was to have him betray the group. Like,
That was his original intention, but he decided against it.
And honestly, I will say, like, when I saw that, like when I saw him, like when he stayed and not go with them, I was immediately like, okay, there's going to be a point where he ends up betraying them. That was like my first notion with that character, but he never comes up at all. Like at least one time near the end after Narancha's death.
if I'm right, that was like even then that was like something in the anime that was only added. Although I'm not sure if it is.
Which, good lord, and this is
No, they did the entire show. They did the entire manga justice.
which
Yeah, I did.
I'm gonna say this as
If I'm right, they did add some certain things like Fugo, like apparently being the one to like adding some more scenes for Fugo.
That was in the manga.
If I'm right, it was only talked about. Like not much was known really about Fugo. It's past at least.
oh
No, it was,
Sorry, Rob, you can keep going. Sorry.
I was gonna say that when it comes down to it, it's weird because when it comes to every single one of these characters, I don't know if I can classify them as bad people. If anything, they're more broken than bad.
Yeah.
Because each and every one of them have had to deal with their own set of hardships. Giorno, Bacchio, Narancia, Mista, oh gosh, Trish. Oh gosh, what's his
Fugo.
Then there's the guy that had Moody Jazz.
Moody
Oh,
Abakio.
Which, by the way, his death was so freaking like both. I would say out of the deaths, his death and Narancia's was. I mean, it was hard.
Is it wrong that? Go ahead.
It was just. I will say, like, I kind of grew to like these characters a little bit, and I think, if anything, when it comes to like character stories, like characters that I've had to deal with the most hardship are probably the more interesting ones for me. And just the way that they died was so horrific.
yeah.
I will say the worst one was Narancia. Oh, good lord.
Okay, so I know it's not a main character death, but I was rooting for Nero.
Yes.
Risotto Nero, because he didn't want to kill the gang. He just wanted the boss.
Oh yeah.
I was rooting for him because he really was trying to avenge his friends. He did not give a fuck about Giorno.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. He's the
best JoJo villain yet, because he had a conscience.
And also the one with the best stand name, Metallica.
Well, in America, it's Metallica.
Yeah, I know. I like his original name the best.
Yeah, I know. Same here. You know, fun fact: in Part 7, there's another Metallica.
Wait, really? Oh no, wait. I think it's Enter Sandman. It's Sandman.
Nope.
No. There's a Metallica among the racers.
Oh, okay.
All right, Kelly. Take care.
If not the name of one of the horses.
See ya, Kelly.
See ya.
But another stand that stood out just so much because of how fucked up the ability was Silver Chariot Requiem.
Uh-huh.
By the way, I will say that was a really interesting way to set up the whole Requiem thing. Where Silver Chariot gets stabbed with the arrow and he becomes Silver Chariot Requiem or Chariot Requiem for the short name. And it turns out that not only does it change the abilities of the stand, but it kind of like, and this is something that they set up for Deadly Queen, where it adds another ability or other powers to the stand.
But Deadly Queen wasn't a Requiem.
I know because it was Kira that got stabbed with the arrow, not Deadly Queen.
Yeah,
but it did add a secondary ability or a third
ability. Requiem.
Yeah, third ability.
It added a third ability to Deadly Queen. So because for Chariot Requiem, not only was it able to basically swap people's bodies or their souls to other bodies, but at a period of time, if the change wasn't reversed, then they would mutate, apparently. Giorno probably would have been the only one that wasn't affected because he after Narancia died, he was, I guess, pushed back into his body.
Yeah.
Oh, good lord! Again, I when it comes to character deaths, Narancia, I felt so bad for him.
Yeah,
and
sad.
I will say he's one of those characters that had a lot of growth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
One thing I found really cool, and I was expecting it, just not the way they did it, was them bringing in the extra chapters from the manga involving the Rolling Stone.
Rolling Stones?
Yeah, the Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, that confused me a little bit when I saw the last couple of episodes. Like, where's this going? And then it turns out, oh, okay, this kind of explains a lot, because apparently this was something that Mista like kind of went through already when finding out, oh wait, your friends are gonna die.
Yeah.
It was more
In
of
fact,
he saw Bruno was gonna die, although like it seems like what he unintentionally did was, of course, then like set like pretty much the path for to Narancia.
but it wasn't,
well.
and he only saw one face. Like when he combated the stone, he only saw one face, and then it turns out no, it was just one person that was going to die. It was 3.
All because he changed it.
Oh,
Bruno's original fated death, like at the hands of Diavolo.
Yeah, it was originally just supposed to be
One and done.
Yeah.
Yep.
But because he changed the outcome, it became worse.
Mm-hmm.
which we don't even get to see his reaction to Alphys death, or his like his friends. Besides the 2, we don't get to see Bucciarati, like his reaction to Bucciarati being dead. I will say the undead Bucciarati thing confused me a little bit at first. But
he was just piloting, well, a decaying corpse at that point, as like he wasn't able to feel any pain, and even then by the end of it, his body like was kind of deteriorated, where like he wasn't even able to like really see or really hear. Well, I guess the sight like thing, what might have been a side effect of course his fight, but either way,
He was
already going to die.
Feel anything.
Mm-hmm. It was like only a temporary thing.
yeah.
Only because he had what's the word for it? The resolve to like kind of keep on going. Not like
and
he
it was
was
thanks to Giorno's life-giving hits. It was the fact that he supercharged Bucciarati's soul that allowed him to stay on this plane longer.
That might just be speculation, as I haven't seen, like at least from the beginning of it, because I haven't really seen much about that. I know it's mostly explained that on the fact that like it's mostly up to like a person having the resolve. As Jotaro stated, no stand can bring a person back from the dead.
That's true, but Giorno was able to heal them while they were dying.
Yeah.
I mean, he stated he had already died, although like it seemed like it was mostly Bruno was just more of a special case because he had the resolve to kind of continue.
It wasn't just the resolve to continue on the quest, but also, even though he died, it was, the process was done soon enough to where his soul was still technically in his body. He hadn't fully passed on.
All right, I won't argue with that, since I guess like since that's definitely also another possibility.
What's up?
We're discussing the reason why Bucciarati was able to continue even after Diavolo killed him at the lighthouse.
Plot armor.
Yeah, there we go.
And since it's not a One Piece anime, that shit can be shared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, Rob, were you at all confused by King Crimson's ability?
By who?
King Crimson.
Oh, Emperor Crimson.
Oh yeah, Emperor Crimson. Yeah, because they forgetting.
So in a sense, I kind of get it. I kind of understood it where it's like, in a sense, kind of where it was time manipulation, where it was not only was he able to skip through a segment of time, but he was also able to, I guess, see or like just a small segment. I think it got me thinking, of like the world in a sense, just a little bit. Where, I mean, not to this extent, but he was able to see at least 5 to 10 seconds of the future.
It's two abilities I'd say that he gets for his stand. One is of course just like skipping time, like for 10 seconds, and like where he's intangible during those 10 seconds. Although then nobody remembers what happens during those 10 seconds that he skips.
Because he erases it.
Yeah, he as pretty much it's said like multiple times, he erases time, and he also has a second ability, Epitaph or Eulogic, something like that, which basically allows him to Eulogy, yeah, which allows him to see 10 seconds into the future.
I will say, Giorno's Requiem ability was kind of confusing. So, just so I can get this, I can understand this, because after when he defeats Diavolo, apparently Diavolo is caught in a loop of death. Or at least,
yep.
So at this point, he's just continuously dying and then experiencing his own death.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Over and over.
Oh, I think the worst segment of that was when he's on the autopsy table.
Oh my god! I know that makes
a nightmare of mine.
That would just be horrifying.
That's a nightmare I have constantly.
People say Diablo got the worst, pretty much.
He did.
Fate.
He's alive.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He's alive.
Lars has a better freaking fate than him.
Who?
He went brain dead.
Lars.
Mm.
Wait, what character?
Ultimate Cards.
From the end of part 2.
I'm trying to remember.
Yeah,
The ultimate being that Joseph defeated at the end of Battle Tendency.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where he freaking got turned back into like a living stone.
Yep.
Yeah, that's horrifying.
He went brain dead.
As pretty much it stated, he eventually stopped thinking.
Oh man. But yeah, that was basically probably a fate worse than death.
Literally. Yeah. That's what people literally call a fate worse than death by definition.
Not me.
The
reason why I say it's not worse than death, because it's exactly what everyone always wants. It's technically immortality.
I mean, when people mean immortality, they don't mean, well, pretty much something like death, where like you're near death, but you like never. It's pretty much endless torture at that point. Like,
who said immortality had to be pleasant?
Yeah, there's stories of it being pleasant, but that could be.
That's mostly what people kind of think when they have immortality.
But
yeah, he got immortality though. He got his wish. No one can ever. He can never really truly die ever again.
Yeah,
he has nothing to fear.
Except really just a bunch of pain, pretty much, that comes associated with it.
Eventually, he'll go numb to it, and it'll just be a series of actions like living.
Yeah.
That's what I call a fate worse than death.
Though I will say, like, the funniest moment of his death loop probably was the whole him getting scared by the dog.
Yeah.
He's all like, "How could I die in such an embarrassing way?"
Like the worst. I honestly get the feeling that his soul will end up giving out before he has the chance to go numb to it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's also a possibility.
I still find it. I still have trouble sometimes wrapping my head around the fact that Gold Experience Requiem or Golden Wind Requiem is sentient, and yet Jorno is not aware of that.
Yeah, that confused. That was like that kind of made me step back for a second because he makes this remark, or at least the stand makes this remark, like this is a power that even Jorno won't even understand or even comprehend.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was like a warning, or like, you know how sirens go off? It was like sort of like a siren before a nuke. A good way to threaten someone. Imitate life. It's something that's not supposed to be.
I'd say,
like talking, at least.
I'd chalk it up to like, I'd say at that point, dimensional tiering. Probably like saying he's like fifth dimensional at that point.
Either that, or he's basically a god at that point, because he's able to do it with ease. So
he doesn't even have to think. It's automatic. It's just automatically done.
You know, thinking about it, how that would be horrible if Dio was still alive and he had to go through that shit.
Oh yeah.
Oh, just imagine Jorno going toe to toe with his own father, and then doing that to him.
Which one?
I'm talking about Dio doing that to Dio.
I know. I just kind of wanted to like kind of throw that out there.
Stepdad.
Because he's also technically Jonathan's son, which is why he has Joe's dark blood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah, that's.
Oh man. I will say.
Right. Okay, never mind. Sorry.
I was gonna say I will say some of the stands this time around for the main characters were really interesting. I think I said Jorno's stand is really cool. Golden Wind, Little Bomber. The concept of it was actually really cool. As well as Moody Jazz, and gosh, there was another one. Oh, and Spicy Lady.
That's the freaking English version of Spice Girl.
Yeah.
And when they introduced that stand, I thought that was actually pretty cool. The way they introduced it, anyways.
Yeah.
The rage-induced stand, which technically did have a sentience of its own.
It's not exactly, because I mean, it does state in the beginning that like it is Trish's pretty much a part of Trish's more like kind of confident personality from the beginning, which is why it doesn't really show really its own personality past that.
Oh, I was talking about Purple Haze, the one that got pissed by its own jewel.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about Spice Girls.
No, I think Spice Girl can just only talk.
By the way, I want just to let you guys know something. I made a remark recently on one of my reaction videos for Devil Artemis.
God damn it.
That I'm so glad that I was introduced to JoJo, because I would not know half of the references that come up
this is a jack
in videos like that.
It's definitely a gold experience.
This is vegan. This is the jack.
There he is.
He's a baby.
They'll definitely grow up.
Oh, good lord!
And usurp them eventually.
All right.
Okay, so you got anything else to say?
All in all, I thought it was a good show, or at least that part 5 was actually really good.
Yeah. Okay, I actually wanted to bring this up, although like are you planning on ending it like now?
Not yet.
Okay.
To talk about Mandalorian.
Oh, I was gonna like bring up all right, that versus battle that I was talking about, and just quick question: who do you think I pretty much like put in this versus battle, since it is part 5? Someone from part 5.
Jorno and JoJo.
Nah.
Kaden definitely knows since I've spoken to him about it.
I have a feeling as much as powerful as with
Jotaro
Jotaro has
Diavolo.
Yeah. Oh, Diavolo.
Jotaro versus Diavolo. Yeah.
well, I don't know if that
go first. Who can activate the stand first?
Well, not only that, but Jotaro. Even though he has the world, he can use it for 2 to 3 seconds.
Oh, we're talking Jotaro in his prime.
Oh, if
I'd say both are fair game.
Oh wait,
whoever activates first.
Are we talking about for like? I'm assuming this is for, like,
basically his power from the end of Stardust Crusaders.
Yeah, Jotaro's time stop versus Diablo's time skip.
I guess if anything, it's like depending on who's able to use theirs first.
Yeah,
similar to what Ronnie said.
Whoever can draw first.
Which knowing when it comes compared to speed, it'd probably be Jotaro.
I gotta say this: the winner's Diavolo because Jotaro's stand is one of the fastest physical types, but Polnareff's stand is technically the fastest stand.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't use any secret techniques to make after images. That's its own speed that even Star Platinum can't match.
I'd say it's possible, although this is really just speculation with here. With because of course Anubis possessed Polnareff, it's possible that Silver Chariot might have been amped, of course in speed, when he was fighting Jotaro.
Not amped. Unrestrained.
Yeah.
You won't ever attack your friend with your true power.
I say that mainly because you do have of course other people who just used Anubis' sword and was able to match Polnareff's speed given enough time.
But Polnareff doesn't want to kill.
Yeah. Unless it's the double lefty.
Unless it's absolutely necessary, like Diavolo.
It kind of looked like he did, at least with the first guy he fought against. Although I don't know if he did
Who did you first fight against?
Because that was the first guy that Anubis possessed. Although I don't remember now, since it was definitely a while ago, if he ended up killing him or not. Because I know he did launch the
It was an assassin. He was. Oh wait, no, it wasn't.
No, it was a bartender, a barber.
It was a kid first.
Yeah, it was a kid.
Wasn't the first guy you fought?
The barber was the second guy.
The guy
before then it was Polnareff himself.
No, it went to 2 people before Polnareff picked it up.
Yeah,
no, the first guy,
was the second guy.
The first one of the 3. The first one was that shepherd.
No, I mean the first guy Polnareff actually fought was the puppet guy, and he did kill.
Okay, so he did end up killing.
Ebony Devil.
Yeah.
Oh.
Devo, the Cursed.
Yeah.
Yep. I did, and I also kind of brought this up in Discord just so that way, I also talked to this person because I debated somebody someone else on YouTube, and I also spoke with him, and he's fine with me mentioning his name on Jotaro versus Diablo since he did have a video on it. With his name, if I'm right, is Ty Learned, and I'll admit I definitely lost that debate because I don't have a lot of debate experience with fiction or anything like that. Where he basically said that that Diablo match is probably as fast as if not even faster than Jotaro because he was able to fight against Polnareff and also because he dodged I'd say barely dodged though Polnareff in their second fight of course when we see Polnareff after he survived this encounter with Diablo. Although personally I disagree, and although he does kind of bring a manga panel on it, saying that when Polnareff was a turtle, talking to Jorno, saying he barely dodged in one of his attacks, it seems like he's referring to the fight, his first fight with Diablo, not exactly the fight that he just had with Diablo, as it was Polnareff that attacked Diablo, pretty much more countered Diablo after the time skip ended, and I also do have some arguments laid out, which at least some that I gave, And some of these, one of these were like agree or disagree. One of these were an agree or disagree. I kind of conceded on it because I tried to like simply like say that, like, you know, because I wanted to move on to something else, like Star Platinum's, of course, eyesight being able to detect, like, you know, when a time skip happens, like, and also Jotaro being smart enough, like, probably like notice that happen since, like, you know,
I have to pop a hole in that.
All right. Go
How
ahead.
the hell would your eyes be fast enough to realize a time skip had happened when Diablo really doesn't do anything with the time skip besides attack you or run the fuck away?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just a time skip, and the only way Jorno found out was bleeding.
Well, it was technically Polnareff that kind of figured out an effective method. Although I was saying, like, mostly because, well, for one, he was able to, like, you know, notice that, like, the bug to eat the mosquito, if I'm right, was like in the photo of Dio, like, you know, being
That was
like,
a fly.
Well, yeah, that was a fly. Yeah, whatever. One of those two. You know, he was able to notice that, like, you know, with using Star Platinum's sight. So and also, you know, he's like a intelligent, like, you know, probably enough to figure it out. Like, you know, he's like been shown to be as smart, if not smarter, than Joseph, which he, like, you know, and Joseph was able to outsmart Cars, who was, you know, who was like smarter than Santana, which, you know, Santana was able to learn an entire language by just hearing a few words. And Cars, if it was in the manga, from right, was stated to have an IQ of about 400. And, like, you know, just through sheer, like, you know, I'd say intelligence, and, like, because, like, you know, you have Jotaro being as smart.
Vegan, I already punched a hole in that part, though. Back when you brought it up with me. It brought up that point with me. And that's Cars and the other Pillarmen, their knowledge was old. They didn't know about the modern way of thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, you could argue that for AC/DC and Wamu, although not so much for Cars, because in the end, like, you know, we saw how Cars kind of like it was able to, like, was adapted, and, you know, how he, like, you know, kind of you know, in the end, and, like, pretty much you thought, like, pretty much like something like that Joseph would do in order to then get the better of Lisa in his fight against her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like,
that's still an old-fashioned cunning, though, compared to Joseph's.
Even then, it's still, like, iffy, I guess, on that. Although this was mostly, I'd say, like, something big that I maybe should have argued against, like, when I had my debate with Ty Learn, is the speed is pretty much like their speed, which I kind of, like, didn't really, like, defend it too much, just mainly because I thought, like, it wouldn't be worth it.
So the other thing I wanted to bring up when you brought it up was, but I didn't want to interrupt what you were saying, was concerning Silver Chariot and how he tends to be more counter-based. Well, that's very fitting for that, because that's the way fencing tends to be. It's more of a counter attack based.
That's why I hate fencers.
Yeah, since it was mainly because he brought up a manga panel saying Polnareff barely dodged one of Diablo's attacks. I don't know if I could find it right now on hand, although, like, that was like he did show a panel of it, like, when because this was all on a Discord call.
Vegan, you have to realize that a lot of manga scripts that you'll get are mistranslated, because we are just now, for the first time, getting official fan dubs of the comics.
I mean, whether it was mistranslated or not, like, I mean, that's kind of, like, up to him to prove at that point, like, since, like, well, he kind of was the one that gave me the manga
that up to you.
Sorry?
I'm bringing that up to you.
What do you mean?
Golden Wind just got reprinted with the proper English translation.
I mean, he was the one that gave me, like, you know, the manga panel to, like, to prove his point.
I know, but I'm saying that was a mistranslation. it was Diablo barely dodged his Polnareff's attack.
It could have been one or the other, although I wouldn't know, and I kind of really didn't argue with that, since in the end it kind of really adds nothing if I say like, oh, it could be a mistranslation or something like that. Because I mean, in the end, it's just like not. It's like none of us are going to be able to prove it on the spot, so it's kind of like not really.
I don't have internet right now, dude, or else I could pull it up.
Oh, maybe I guess we could. You could maybe.
I don't have internet for God knows when.
Yeah. Well, probably like I'm saying, maybe like some other time then. Although I was gonna say like, I was like on the side of like, you know, Diablo doesn't match Jotaro in terms of speed, since like, you know, Silver Chariot, like their fight, like we don't see really much of the fight, and there's not really so much evidence. Whereas like with Jotaro, there's a lot more evidence with Star Platinum being much faster, like faster than light speed. You have like of course the guides where it's mentioned that he's faster than light. Whereas Diablo, it's very vague and you don't really have a lot of info on him. Although I did chalk it up to him being like around hypersonic at that point, mainly because if he's fast enough to like of course leave a physical after image.
Well, he's faster than time. Diablo's faster than time because he erases it.
That's weird to say. That's mostly just his ability. That's his ability more rather than like of course his like speed, like his direct.
But an ability is still an extension of a stand user, is it not?
I wouldn't know exactly like how like to really argue or really defend that, and it just seems again
because you're arguing for Jotaro basically that he's a stand user.
No, I'm arguing really speed feats, of course, like who's faster.
Jotaro and Silver Chariot are canonically the same speed.
I'd say yeah.
And
no, I'm just
so
saying
is Diavala.
What do you say about Diavala, Ronnie?
They're all A. Diavala, Silver Chariot, and Star Platinum are all A speed.
Using stand stats is a bit weird because like of how inconsistent they are, so I wouldn't exactly use stand stats in this case.
Yeah, it's like when they were
their canonically fastest point then.
I mean, if I may, if I may, classifying the stats for the stands is like the same thing as, you know, trying to come up with the power levels for the DBZ characters.
They're all leveled. There's an encyclopedia with every fucking character in it and all their damn power levels. So yes. So I'm arguing against you, Rob. It's possible.
It is. 300.
I will say this much in regards to part of the reason why Polnareff lost when he was possessed by Anubis is because he was due to him being unrestrained, he was more focused on powerful attacks than speedy.
I will say, like, even still, Jotaro was able to match his speed, which is why it can. And also, you do have the guide that also backs this up, like saying that, of course, Star Platinum is faster than light. Because, like, I mean, we do see, like, you know, literally, Jotaro matching Polnareff's, Jotaro matching, Star Platinum matching Silver Chariot speed, like blow for blow.
Apparently, the fastest Silver Chariot is 300 kilometers.
300 kilometers.
Yeah,
I mean, you do have Hangman, which moves. You do have Hangman, which moves between reflections at around light speed, and you do, and of course, like, you know,
overall fastest speed that he's had.
But the when his in his fight was Hangman.
Any fight, apparently.
Is it possible for you to like link me this?
It's not a specific link. It's the Reddit, and I'm assuming no damage.
I did try to do some calculations for how fast the like King Crimson would be, and I chalked it up at about Mach 5. Since if I'm right, you need to move in about 1/200th of a second in order to be able to like kind of for like then like, you know, your eye to like not be able to catch the light of an object moving like that fast. At that point, it'd just be
a horrible sound boom that would burst everybody's ears.
Sorry?
That would technically create a sound boom. At least once he passes Mach 2, he would have to go through the Machs to make a boom.
I'd say that this is fiction, which is why, like, of course, like, you know, they follow different rules, like, especially Dragon Ball Z, like, where we already know that they're going, like, way faster than light, probably, but that really isn't much of a fact.
They have shown one of them going Mach speed, and there was a sonic boom.
Hell, there have been some fights where the impacts, because of how fast they were going, created sonic booms as well.
Yeah.
Like shockwaves, yeah, and some of them, yeah. Although I'm mostly referring to especially when just them fighting, like even because that's a lot of it is mostly from impact. Although it's just them going like fast, basically a bunch of barrage of like punching and dodging pretty much, and they don't break really the sound barrier. Aside from them, maybe kind of looking like they disappeared.
Well, those sound effects are basically what the sound barrier is in the world. The effects of a sound punching past one of their ears. That's the sound. Boom.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even then, it's still like
sound at someone's ear, and you wouldn't hear it 5 feet away. The person would hear it, but you wouldn't hear a punch past someone's ear. That's the sound.
Even then, it's a minute point. Since of course there are a lot of things in fiction, of course, which technically don't have what would actually happen. Should oh, this person is this strong or going this fast, so and so. So
yeah, but you're comparing the speed of Mach 5. Never mind. I just had to
Mach 5 speed. Well, Mach 5 speed is a lot slower than the speed of light. That's from my it was over 100,000, maybe 700,000. I can't remember how much inside.
Mach speed is over 1 million, I believe. Not Mach speed. Light is over 1 million.
I know Mach. I only know the exponential, in meters per second. 3 times 10 to the 8th power in meters per second. That would be about. I think it's 30 billion meters per second. Although if you want to convert that in miles, it would be 670 million miles per hour.
Speed of light is 229 million. And if you want to up, it'll be 300 million. And I think Mach 5 is the other one.
Now,
yeah, Mach 5 is the other speed. I would only reach it from I think it was let's see, if I'm right, it was 300, I think, for how fast Mach was. 343 times that by 5, 1,000, about 1,600, I'd say.
3,000 meters per second.
Yeah, no, I'm using meters.
I don't know the conversion rate from miles to meters.
I know it's a bit tricky, although I mostly use it
6,125 kilometers.
Yeah. Yeah. Overall, by the way, sorry. I guess I kind of just wanted to talk about my debate with him, just because I know since there's not really a lot of people that do a lot of JoJo scaling, so I thought it would be interesting. I will say also, since I know he does plan on watching, honestly, the segment where I do talk about our debate a little bit. It was good debating you, Tyler. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to have a debate.
The last thing I have to say about it is I'm still with Magi on this. Diavolo would have won, and the main reason why I say that is Diavolo and his stand are so freaking broken in terms of ability that it took someone being even more broken to beat him.
Yeah.
It's
so it ended up needing someone to be so broken they're technically a god now.
Why do you think they don't do anything with Giorno? Araki can't do anything with him, and he stated as such. I wrote myself in a hole with Giorno. Oh well, he lived a good life. The end.
I will say, I only compare him really to, I say Jotaro still wins just mainly because, I'm at least of the agreement that Diablo would only be about, Mach 5, if not maybe a little bit faster or less. One of those two, because I don't personally agree with him with scaling him to Polnareff because of how, there's not really much evidence, where with Jotaro, there's a lot more evidence on proving the light speed argument.
That's the thing. If Jotaro got near him, or at least somewhere where he would notice him
within 2 meters.
Yeah, he would activate his stand at least, and
if he does activate it, because we do know that
he would notice what would happen, and he would just leave. He wouldn't confrontate. He would just leave, or leave a punch and then leave.
I say Jotaro wins mainly because you do have the fact that he does have to wait after a time skip to launch an attack, as he can't attack he has to wait until the end of the time skip to launch an attack. He can't attack while time is being skipped, as it's shown, and even Araki confirmed that Diablo can't attack while time's being skipped.
Plus, like Jotaro, in order for him to pull off the badassery that he did against Dio, if he was to do that against Diavolo, he'd have a chance, sure, but he'd have to be as pissed off as he was at Dio.
I'd say he'd be able to figure it out. And I know definitely one thing that like me and Tyler argued was honest. Well, didn't really argue so much about it. He did say like, well, Jotaro would have to like be paying like specific attention to like a tiny detail, though I don't think he would, as he doesn't really seem to like have much of an issue to really like notice like kind of just small things since he was able to catch.
Never said anything about his noticing something though.
Oh no, I'm referring to Tyler, the guy who I debated on this topic.
Oh.
It would be hard for him to really understand where Diavolo's going if he noticed the time skip. Because all that Diavolo needs to do is leave. And then Jotaro can assume, oh, there's a time skip or something on those lines.
I did try to say, although I don't know if this, I guess, got lost because of like, because I wasn't exactly fully ready, because like I also like kind of wasn't, I guess, as like, well, like, I guess it wasn't as well like with making my points as like during the debate, since it's difficult for me to like kind of like do that like during speaking instead of like just typing something out. Because I did try to say that like even if I guess like they are at the same speed, like after the time skip ends, Jotaro can just stop time like pretty much, and then just beat Diablo like right then and there.
Well, that depends on like how fast Jotaro noticed the time skip and if he's able to see during the time skip. Because the only way Giorno was able to was because his stand turned into a god, basically.
I say that because that's mostly then just hinging on like the whole like Star Platinum's eyesight, like being able, and Jotaro being smart enough to then figure that out. Although that one I guess was a bit weird with how he put it. Although I guess that was fair, honestly, for a critique. Although I'd say still. It was iffy, honestly, I guess, with Star Platinum's eyesight, since I guess, don't exactly know whether he has to pay really massive amount of attention or if he could easily just notice it, no problem. I noticed we kind of like didn't let Rob speak about this. Rob, what did you kind of think? What would you kind of think here?
About who would probably win between Jotaro and Diavolo?
Yeah, Diablo.
I guess it's a mixed bag considering how unique their abilities are. I mean, Star Platinum is able to freeze time, and Diablo has the ability to skip time, which again, it's another stand that we have come across when it comes to the series that can manipulate time or an aspect of time.
Yeah,
where, like Dio and Jotaro are able to stop time. Deadly Queen is able to put somebody in kind of a death loop in time, where if
Killer Queen, I was so confused for a second, like Deadly Queen.
Yeah,
Deadly Queen has no weakness.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know. I've used the freaking English dub version.
Don't worry about
it.
Yeah, we know what you're talking about. Even if it takes a moment, we know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
kicked in.
Killer Queen is able to put people in a death loop, or at least not a death loop, but a kind of like a a time loop where they're placed in.
Sorry.
And then you have Diablo, who can skip 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm. One of the things about gold experience Requiem's abilities is it also has the means to negate others' abilities, and that was the deciding factor in his victory.
Yep, it's basically like if I'm right, it's like in one guide. I think it might have been the JoJo Go thing, where it's basically resetting things to zero.
Pretty much.
Yep, as basically like pretty much Aiden said, it negates the ability. So like, of course, well, kind of that, like, you know, those actions that happened, well, they didn't happen, and pretty much it's like kind of just, you know, then like Giorno's kind of able to do it. I'd say it's mostly against other like verses, it's definitely able to like stalemate with a bunch of others, like with honestly such a broken ability like that.
It wouldn't be a stalemate. It would just be a massacre.
I'd say stalemate because, well, like, you know, it's not like, as far as we're concerned, we don't really see much of how Giorno's really able. Like, it's only if a Golden Wind Requiem is able to kill somebody, and we don't know how strong it is.
Because most stand abilities are attack based, and
except for Survivor, it only exists to piss you off.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The stand that you called the weakest stand.
If it detects a threat, it's going to negate that threat and then put it into the same kind of thing that it put the Avolo in.
The infinite death loop?
Yeah.
That's from what I've heard, it's only if you get killed by it. It's
on par with Jonathan Joestar from Part 7, the infinite rotation. Bunny Valentine did not die, and it's kind of like a golden wind ability. Well, Bunny Valentine did not die. He experienced the infinite rotation for an eternity for his sins.
I'd say I'd chalk it up to just really at that point, just, well, it being infinite more than actually being a very broken ability, since really Giorno, I'd say Giorno's probably, it's more than possible that Giorno can probably negate something like that, because infinity can be reset to 0.
No, infinity cannot. That's what makes it infinite.
Apparently, Giorno's stats are null and void. There's no stats for him.
For a gold experience or a Golden Wind Requiem.
Yeah, Requiem.
Yeah.
It's technically it's infinite and not infinite at the same time.
It's broken is what it is.
Yeah, basically Gold Experience Requiem can be summed up as divide by 0.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah, I hate
you,
to pull a joke from the Perfect Cell series from Devil Armis. I pull some bullshit.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking much. You're not wrong.
And it only somehow increases from there.
Part 6, 7, and 8 are retardedly broken.
I need to start reading those before they make the anime for 6.
Hurry up, 6 is about to come out, fucker.
Fuck!
Wait, seriously?
It's been revealed?
No, it hasn't been
announced?
They've only said like
It's been announced in a subtle way. Remember the last time when Golden Wind was getting announced, we saw a script and that was it?
Yeah.
Guess what we've got?
Yes! I'm super happy about that because there was talk about them skipping part 6 and going straight to part 7.
I know.
We're
still in that territory, Aiden.
Part 6 follows, was it Jolene?
Ku Klux Klan.
Jolene Cujo.
And the Ku Klux Klan.
Wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, there's a good number of the main antagonists' followers that are part of the KKK.
Apparently, random thing. Apparently, Christian Bale is playing the main villain for the next Thor movie.
There's a new Thor movie coming out.
Cool.
I guess one of the working titles is Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
That is the title name.
Oh, is it?
Is it confirmed?
And the character he's playing is Gore, the God Butcher.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, they added that story plot. Okay.
All right, I gotta go because my phone's about to die.
All right. Take care, man.
Sorry we took so long, Rob.
It's good to be back here at the podcast, though.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did appreciate talking about this.
Dude, no problem. It was a lot of fun. Have I sound grumpy? I'm angry because I have no cigarettes, so I apologize.
Real quick, before you head off, and before you go into the Mandalorian stuff, Rob, I wanted to get y'all's opinion on this. Next project I think of tackling on this channel is going to be Final Fantasy IV on the Super Nintendo.
I'm out.
And the reason why I'm wanting to bring it up is because you remember the Super Mario RPG that got copyright claimed?
Yeah.
That was because it used one of the boss musics from Final Fantasy IV.
What?
Are you able to turn off with what you're using? I'm not going to state because Nintendo would get pissed.
Huh?
If you mention how you're streaming a Nintendo game, you can get in trouble.
It's a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, I know, but still, you can get into some kind of trouble or something.
He's just trying to be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's understandable.
But if you're able to try to turn off the music, I guess.
Yeah.
What's going on with Nintendo? So yeah, I try to.
They're evil.
Satan.
They're Disney. Nothing new.
They couldn't be satisfied without the tears of more Nintendo people.
Also,
Etika fans, but.
All right, guys, I gotta get going. So it was nice chatting with all of you.
Yeah,
same here, man.
Later, guys. I'll be back. I'll be back from now on.
Okay. Goodbye, man.
Awesome.
Like a curse, you're stuck with me. And with my dying breath, happy birthday, vegan.
Thanks.
The big V. You're no longer a little V. Later.
Good luck. Later. All right, I'm gonna quickly get through this next one.
I think I'm also gonna go since I kind of said my piece. Since I mostly wanted to talk about JoJo.
All right,
it's pretty late.
Goodbye,
right, guys.
Care, man.
Later, man.
Okay, Mandalorian episodes 14 and 15. Oh my gosh, these were fucking awesome. Where do I even begin with this? First off,
oh shit! I gotta go. I got a phone call to take.
Take it. All right, hold on. I'm looking up the character. Just double checking to make sure. Okay, so you know Boba Fett, right? From Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's stupid. It's a stupid question. He's alive. After the last time we saw him, he fell into the Sarlacc pit with the original series.
Mm-hmm. He. It was revealed that he came out of that in another piece of media. I just don't remember what.
Yeah, there's multiple ways he got out of that. One was he detonated a bunch of charges and flew like a freaking bottle rocket, flew out of the Sarlacc pit. There's one point where apparently he lost his memory when he got out, and at one point was aiding Han Solo, but at the worst moment got his freaking memory back and fell back into the Sarlacc pit. I'm not kidding. That's an actual thing. But yeah, he's back. In a very badass way too. I will say it will screw up with the canon a little bit that they've set up though. So Mando ends up going to the planet that Ahsoka told him to go to, and places Grogu on the stone that she told him to place him on, by which he notices a couple of heat signatures, and apparently It's Boba and the marksman that he left for dead in season 1. If have you seen season 1? Okay, so in one of the earlier episodes for season 1, he was given a bounty or helping with another bounty hunter with a bounty to track down this sharpshooter, who I think was Imperial. I can't remember correctly which side she was on. I think she was Imperial. But yeah, so they were tracking her down, and in the end, they end up shooting her and leaving her for dead. And Boba is the one that ends up finding her and saving her.
Okay.
And in a sense, she kind of works for him now. They end up, after Mando leaves Grogu, Boba pretty much is like, I want my armor back. It's mine. And pretty much puts him in a stalemate, saying, like, if you don't give me my armor, my partner, who you left for dead, is going to shoot the child.
Oh.
And by the way, they're like they have a good distance between each other. I guess somehow they lured. Whatever they did, they were able to lure Mando away from Grogu. And at that distance, with a sharpshooter, more likely she would probably be able to take the shot. But at the worst moment, the Empire shows up and proceeds to start causing problems. And we get to see a little bit of combat from Boba, which I will say is freaking amazing. There's a couple points where he is using this staff, and he just rips apart. Like, I want to show the scene, but I'm afraid to get copyright claimed. But there's like moments where, or like, you see the impact from the staff to like the stormtroopers, and he just like rips apart their armor. It's freaking glorious. And at one point, when Mando and the sharpshooter are kind of back to a corner, Boba is able to get his armor back, and is probably one of the most badass moments of episode 14. Especially when you see these two convoy ships trying to leave, and he shoots one down, and that somehow, as that one's being, is crashes into the other ship and blows it up. But it's not a complete victory, because apparently the Empire releases a new droid or battle soldier. I don't know what it is. I think it's a droid that is able to quickly touch down on the planet and kidnap Grogu. And at some point, at first, Boba is trying to track them down, or at least was going to shoot them down, but they have the kid, so he can't. And he realizes, like, as he gets closer to the ship, that it's an Imperial cruiser or something like that. Actually, it's different, and it's weird because it's a different cruiser than I've ever seen when it comes to other cruisers in the storyline or anything when it comes to the movies. And at that time, they back off and try to come up with a plan for their next move. Oh, actually, and by the way, I should mention that after they destroyed the convoys, the Empire shot and destroyed Mando's ship, the Razor Crest. Yep.
Oh wow.
Actually, a funny thing is, after I saw this scene, somebody posted a video on TikTok saying, "Well, I have the whole, you know those calendars for Christmas where you open it up and you get like each day you get like a chocolate. Well, it's like Legos." So he's like, "Well, I got the Star Wars Lego calendar, and I was this today was the Razor Crest." But he points the camera down like, "But honestly, I think I'm gonna leave it like this because it's more accurate."
Ooh.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, oh, that's a bird. But so at one point, so at the end of that episode, Boba, I keep saying Django.
Boba.
Yeah, Boba, to prove that the armor is his, shows a chain code for the armor that apparently it belonged to him and it also belonged to Django. And they make it out that he was apparently, or at least they make the assumption that he was a foundling. Now, this I mentioned that this messes with the canon a little bit because they brought in the canon for Clone Wars with adding Ahsoka.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a scene in Clone Wars where Boba or Obi-Wan Kenobi meets with the leader of the Mandalorian.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Yeah, and mentions the interaction with Django, and they say flat out that he doesn't know how Django got the armor, and that Django is nothing more than a bounty hunter. And the thing that gets me now, at least when it comes to like trying to rationalize it, is maybe perhaps he got the armor from the religious zealot section of the Mandalore. Kind of like how Mando is part of that sect of the Mandalorian culture. I mean, it's the only explanation I can come up with. So, with the child now being taken by the Empire, Boba, at this time, because he made an agreement that if he gave Mando, or if Mando gave him the armor, then he would let the child live, or give the child to Mando safely. He's now like, by honor of my own agreement, I'm now going to help you get the child back.
Oh,
So, yeah. So what ends up happening, like at the end of that episode, is they go back to that one lava planet, or not lava planet, but the first planet that they've shown in the series, where they where they go back to meet with another character that we've seen repeatedly, who used to be a drop trooper for the rebels, and now for the New Republic, to try to get her assistance to breaking somebody out of prison to help them with save the child. And that goes into episode 15. And before we get to episode 15, we get a really nice scene, a really funny scene where Moff Gideon, the main villain for this, is going to see Grogu, and we see a bunch of I'm going to say this: if this was a real thing, I honestly would not want to be the stormtroopers that were given this duty, because you have these two, like, I feel sympathetic to them. These poor stormtroopers being ragdolled in this jail cell by Grogu.
Oh God!
I'm like, I would not want that job, to be the one watching the kid. So, yeah, basically, they're able to restrain him after he unfortunately tires himself out, and that ends up being the end of season, or episode 14. Episode 15 gets really interesting because and it actually goes more into detail of what Mando is willing to do in order to save Grogu and how important he is to him. And by the way, and I will say that this is honestly, when it comes to like the stuff about him not taking off his helmet, this was one of those. I'm gonna say this. This is an episode where he takes off his helmet for a second time, and I kind of feel like this is the moment where they should have done that. Because I mentioned in season 1, there's a scene where they show his face, and I felt like it was too early. This would have been a better scene to do that, where they showed that face reveal.
Possibly.
Because there's a point where they have to get this chain code in order to track down Moff Gideon's ship. So the prisoner that they sprang out of jail, turns out he was ex-Imperial. So what they end up doing is they go to the nearest Empire-controlled zone, which is this mining colony, and proceed to try to infiltrate it to get the codes for Moff Gideon's ship, or like to track it down. And in order to do so, they need somebody to go inside the facility and get the codes. So what ends up happening is you have the guy that they just sprung out of prison and Mando. Unfortunately, somebody walking around in Beskar armor isn't going to, pan out. So what they end up doing is they are able to stop a transport at a certain point, which I thought was clever because there's like this long tunnel, and they picked that as the best point to ambush the convoy to kind of incapacitate the guards as well as take their armor.
Okay. So
they do that, and Mando also takes off his Beskar and puts on the Imperial armor. And after this moment, we have the guy who they sprung out of prison, who I guess has some idea who Mando is already, which I'm still on. I gotta rewatch the episodes. I think he was one of the guys from season 1. He's making these remarks about, what are you willing to do? When it comes down to the ethics of the Imperials or the Mandalorian or the New Republic, it's, basically the same thing to some extent. It's depending on where you come from. And it's like, he brings up the point that, no matter where you are, there's always somebody who controls where you live or what you do. Which, thinking about it, like, that's actually a good point. The freaking, and looking at the recent stuff, like looking at the Imperials, they're bad, but like looking at some of the ethics of the New Republic at this point, or at least what we've seen so far with the show, because looking at it, like they bring up that there's possible corruption, or at least it's not all sound as they've tried to make it out to be. But anyways, so at one point they get into the facility after dealing with pirates, by the way, who are apparently blowing up the mining transports because the ore on the transports are very volatile to motion and heat. They're able to defeat the pirates and get to the facility. Though they hit a snag when the guy that they sprung out of jail, turns out that his previous commander is sitting in the room that they need to do.
Oh no.
So at one point he's like, "Oh, we gotta abort. There's no way I can do this. He might recognize me." And Mando's like, "I'll do it." He's like, and the guy's like, "You do realize that they in order to get the codes, they have to do a facial scan." And he's like, "Give it to me, I'll do it." And what ends up happening is at first, I liked it where he when he gets to the thing, they do the facial scan, and he has his helmet on, thinking that's going to work. I don't know why he thought that was going to work. It does the facial scan, but it doesn't recognize, and he has only a limited amount of time before it shuts down. So he takes off the helmet, and he does the facial scan again. And he's able to get the codes he needs. When he's then approached by that same commander, who starts questioning about who he is or where he comes from. And lucky for him, he has the convict who used to be Imperial, proceeding to kind of helping him out a little bit with some of the Imperial, I guess, code names or position numbers or whatever they called it. And at some point they end up going to they're trying to leave, but this commander is like, no, I want to get a drink with you guys because you guys are the only transport that was able to survive coming back here. So they're kind of having their slowly but surely their chance being taken away from them.
Oh man.
So and by the way, this is something really cool is they actually, when it comes down to more lore stuff, they actually brought in some of the lore from Star Wars Battlefront 2.
The recent Battlefront 2?
Yeah. Where they're talking about, they mentioned Project Cinder. And when I heard about that, I'm like, no, you guys are not bringing that into this. And just in case people don't know what Project Cinder is, for those who've never played Battlefront 2, apparently there was this was one of thousands of countermeasures that the Emperor Palpatine made in case he ever failed to control the galaxy. Project Cinder was basically an array of satellites that controlled and disrupted the environmental, or at least the environmental conditions of a planet. And I guess this commander brought up I think it was actually the convict. Because the kind of like what the guy earlier was doing, the commander is talking about, the ideals for the New Republic or the Empire are not so different to some extent. The only thing is, like, with the Empire, they want just order, or like the people want order. And apparently, like, during this whole conversation, you realize that the convict is getting very uncomfortable with this situation. And he ends up fucking everything up when he blows the commander away with his blaster.
Oh, man.
And after that, it's just an all-out firefight. They try to get out, and they're able to get out thanks to Boba. And they bring up the freaking if you watch Clone Wars, they brought back the mine or the detonator that he used in space to combat Obi-Wan. Those charges.
I only ever watched the animated movie. I haven't seen the series yet.
Okay. Well, I meant the movie Clone Wars from the prequels.
Oh,
for Jango when he's fighting, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
they brought that back, and I thought that it was in such a cool way when they're trying to escape, and you have like two TIE fighters chasing Boba's ship, and he just drops one of those charges down, and like as soon as it comes like in close proximity of the TIE fighters, it just a massive explosion. It was really cool. And before they leave, the convict takes like a rifle and proceeds to shoot the convoy that they were able to bring to the facility, therefore also causing a chain reaction to destroy the entire facility.
Oh man.
Because remember, the material that they were mining was apparently very volatile.
Yeah.
So by shooting that, it just caused the whole entire facility to be destroyed. Funny how that works. And they're able to, so they got the coordinates. They're able, instead of sending the convict back, they set up this whole thing and like, well, unfortunately, this, prisoner so-and-so somehow got killed in a mining accident where a facility got, destroyed. And he's like, first couldn't take the hint, but he's like, wait, so are you guys letting me go? You're like, well, I'm going now. And Walt starts walking away. And I want to say that's like the last bit of the episode, but it ends with apparently Moff Gideon getting a message, like a declaration of war from Mando. Pretty much him saying, the child means a lot to me, and you don't know the lengths I'm going to go to get him back.
Nice.
Which I will say is probably one of the coolest moments of that episode. So
Sounds like it's really action-packed.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to the next episodes to come. Curious what they're going to do next. I don't know. It'd be nice if they come across Ahsoka. Like, try to find her to help with this mission. I don't know. With all the allies that Mando's been able to come up with, or at least the few that he's been able to kind of obtain at this point, would be perfect for a mission like this to try to, breach a freaking Imperial cruiser.
Not gonna lie, a lot of what you said about the show, it just sounds like a live enactment of a Star Wars tabletop RPG session or series, like a campaign. This sounds really cool.
By the way, apparently freaking Disney or I don't know who did this, but they announced like 10 to 20 new shows. I am not fucking kidding. Rogue Squadron, Ahsoka, I think it was the Acolyte, which may or may not be the story of Palpatine.
Ooh.
Heck, some people were suggesting that it may introduce or give us the story or a little bit more of a backstory for Darth Plagueis.
Could.
Which I think that should be a character that we should see.
And wasn't which one was Plagueis? Was that Revan's or Palpatine's master?
Possibly Palpatine's.
Okay. That's right, it was never confirmed that Plagueis was...
I mean, it was hinted at, but it was never confirmed. It was, I will say, due to Palpatine in the prequels, it was hinted at.
Yeah.
Because how else would he know anything about Plagueis?
Unless he went to the old Sith world. The old Sith planet.
Or if anything was in close proximity of Plagueis.
Maybe. I mean, hell, he may have gone to the Sith archives.
Because he told that story in great detail of Plagueis.
True. Then again, I mean, he wouldn't be much of an orator if he couldn't.
Yeah. But, oh man. So I'm looking forward to the next set of episodes to come. It's gonna be awesome.
What I wouldn't mind seeing is a series of some kind that ends up showing the rise of Revan without revealing who it is.
Yeah.
Considering they are working on making a series of movies involving the Old Republic, which revolves around Darth Revan.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. So that would be interesting.
Then you got Darth Bane, and then I haven't played Old Republic, but
I've never played the Old Republic, but I've played Knights of the Old Republic. Sorry, that's what I meant to say instead of the Old Republic earlier. It's Knights of the Old Republic.
Isn't Darth Revan your own character though?
Spoilers, man. I'm kidding. Yeah. It's revealed about halfway to 3/4 through the first game, if I recall correctly.
That the character you create is Darth Revan?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
But basically, I'd like to see the rise of Darth Revan and the lead up to the eventual amnesiac that he played as in Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah. That'd be cool. All right. Anything you want to add to what we were just talking about? Or at least besides...
I can't think of anything.
All right. Oh boy. I guess again, yeah, I'm really excited for watching more of that show. But I guess we got a trailer for I might be wrong. No, actually no, it is. It's animated. It's called The Bad Batch for Star Wars. And I think that was another character group for Clone Wars.
Okay.
Where it's I guess they're like a rogue, or at least more like guerrilla warfare type group of clones.
Interesting.
Yeah, they have like a variety of different clones for the show.
Okay.
We'll say I will say just bottom line, I'm real excited.
I'd imagine so.
All right, I got nothing else. We've been recording for almost 4 hours.
Yeah.
Jesus. All right. I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it. I think if anything, I think after this, either I'm gonna watch a video or maybe try to get one more video in for was it Cyberpunk, if possible, or switch it up and go to Hyrule Warriors.
No?
But either way, I'll figure it out. I just know I haven't been motivated to do anything. In fact, there's somebody I know told me that who watches Fizzy Pop told me recently that they came up with a episode 2 for Hell of a Boss. So I'm like, I'm not watching this till I react react to it. So, and like seeing this, I'm just like, okay, when are we gonna get a episode 2 or 1 for Has Been Hotel?
Only time will tell.
Because so far we got the pilot for Hell of a Boss, and we got the episodes 1 and 2 for Hell of a Boss, and nothing else for Has Been. I feel like I have a feeling that Hell of a Boss is going to be the more popular show, or at least probably has more popularity than Has Been. I don't know, but honestly, I like the project so far, and I'm hoping that they do more with it.
Well, I haven't watched either of them. I hope the artist is doing well.
By the way, the person who told me also sent me this picture of a creepy clown. Oh, fuck, you know. I was like, oh, God. All right, let's end it. All right, so everybody who was able to last, more likely after this goes live, last till for the 4 hours. Thank you guys so much for watching. Truly appreciate it. If you guys can, please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Special thanks to Aiden, MJ, Magi, Vegan, Ronnie. Did I forget anybody?
So you said Magi, Vegan, Ronnie, MJ. Me is
I got everybody.
Yeah.
All right. For some reason I thought there was somebody else. It could be because I'm tired. But so special thanks to everybody for coming on, as well as if you guys want to follow us on social media, links are in the chat, or not in the chat, in the description. I don't know why I said that.
Because we're tired.
It's been 4 hours. If you guys want to follow some of our other content, we do daily content as well as the weekly podcast. With that being said, this is Rob and Aiden signing off. Have a good one and take care. Peace.